Welcome to tonight's exciting presentation of Bedford Varsity Football, brought to you by Kicking Mules Productions. We'll be back in just a moment with tonight's pregame show after these messages. You're listening to Bedford Varsity Football on YouTube.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
A heads up before something bad happens.
You should not send that text.
Uh-oh. Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can reverse prediabetes and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
Jelly. Jelly adjective. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt US Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
How is your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then, someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to tonight's pregame show presented by Kicking Mules Productions. Let's head out to the stadium for in-depth analysis and insight into tonight's exciting football matchup. With your hosts, Dustin Kress and Dan Roth.
Guys back in tonight.
What was that? Who let that fly?
I don't know, but I'm sure glad to be back. My name is Dustin Kress. I'm here with Dan Roth. I graduated in 2001. Dan graduated in 2002.
But we don't need to talk about that.
And yeah, we've been off for a couple of years enjoying our retirement, and I think we decided to knock the dust off tonight, so we are going to apologize for fumbling over our words. I'm going to try not to slip into a southern accent at some point during the course of the evening, but we are certainly glad to have you along with us tonight. For Bedford versus Ann Arbor Pioneer, the Mules coming off a 42-21 victory a week ago on the road at Utica Ford. Pioneer losing their first game 42-7 last week. And tonight, a special night here at Bedford, Dan, as the Mules get ready to play the first ever varsity football game on the new Groganstown field.
Yeah, this has been a bit of excitement for the community for the past few months, and we've been getting social media updates from various people around the Twitterverse and the Facebook field, and really just seeing a new era with Bedford football, having played on grass for so long. I know that a lot of coaches and athletes throughout the years have wanted to have this opportunity to play on turf. I know there's a lot of maintenance benefits to it. I'm still old school. I like things played on grass, but hey, this is a beautiful site for the community, for all of those that are here to enjoy.
Well, I was thinking about that on the way up here, on my drive up here this evening, and one of the things that I was thinking about was just the fact that, this stadium was built in 1997, had been open for 25 years, and had really sort of started to outlive its luster, I guess is the right word. And really just some maintenance things needed to be done. And there was a point in time where they couldn't host track and field events here at Bedford just because of the fact that the track wasn't usable.
Yeah.
They've taken care of that. Now they were able to finally close the old stadium, which continued to house lacrosse and soccer. And now all of those things are going to be able to be played on this field just to kind of give everybody the same home field experience, which is great. And the field's wonderful. The lighting upgrades are going to be great. I can already tell that's going to be fantastic. But the thing I'm most excited about are the things that are going to happen after this season and before next season with the finally Bedford's going to get away from porta potties and they're going to have actual restroom facilities here in the stadium.
Yeah, I kind of had the idea that maybe they should auction away the portaloos as just like a memento for all the time that we've spent here on this field. And it's definitely going to be a great thing for the Mules, getting that new situation with the bathrooms. The walls are going to come down. If they want me to show up with a sledgehammer, I'll be more than happy to help knock them down because that just sounds like fun for me.
So for those who don't know, what's going to happen here is that the existing concession stands are going to be repurposed into restroom facilities on the east side of the stadium. At the west end zone here on the home side, that's going to be turned into a training room and storage for Bedford. And then there will be the east wall will come down, and that's where we're going to have a new entry pavilion and concession stand. And then the west end zone, there will be locker room facilities behind the existing scoreboard here. So finally able to check off all the boxes for all the things that Bedford needs, and the generosity of the Bates Foundation and Heitman Steel, Grogan's Town Chrysler, and our good friend Rich Kenny over at Forestry Lanes made that possible. And they're going to retire this debt over the next 10 years. And certainly a great investment if you think about just the maintenance costs that are going to be saved annually. They don't have to water the grass anymore. They don't have to paint lines every week. They don't have to get up there and mow. They don't have to change light bulbs all the time. These lights are going to save money from an electric bill standpoint. They don't have to operate two stadiums anymore. So certainly a cost saving to Bedford Public Schools, and certainly a great thing for the community that they were finally able to make this investment in the Bedford community as a whole, not just Bedford schools.
And I always like it when walls in the east come down.
I got nothing. So the Bedford Kicking Mules take the field tonight. They are going to be dressed in, I think these are new uniforms. I've never seen them before. If they played in them last year, I wouldn't know. I was never around during the 2021 season. But the Mules tonight in their home red helmets that you're accustomed to, but darker gray jerseys tonight, gray pants, and the Pioneers in all white with purple numerals and helmets. And they are going to be coached tonight by Calvin Griggs in his first season as the head coach at Pioneer. Bedford, of course, led now in his third season already. Hard to believe John Phillips in his third year here as the coach at Bedford. 7-3 a year ago, made it to the playoffs again before bowing out in the first round to Livonia Franklin.
Yeah, Coach Phillips has been around Bedford for quite a while, had a number of kids go through Bedford schools, has been with the football program for a while, and also the track program here at Bedford. He's been involved in that. So he knows this community. He knows this team. He's worked with a lot of the players, being a teacher also. So he has a very good understanding of how football works in Bedford, and that's been a credit to his success.
Yeah, absolutely. So the one thing that I will tell you is that I do know that the original starting quarterback for Bedford for this year was injured, and so Bedford is starting a sophomore at quarterback, so that'll be really interesting. We're going to take a break here for 3 minutes. We'll be back after tonight's national anthem with the kickoff of tonight's game between Bedford and Pioneer. You're listening to Kicking Mule Football on the home of the Mules.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. He sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself.
For many military veteran caregivers, their caregiving journey starts earlier in life and lasts longer. Visit aarp.org/caregiving. for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What grows in the forest? Trees? Sure. Know what else grows in the forest? Our imagination, our sense of wonder, and our family bonds grow too. Because when we disconnect from this and connect with this, we reconnect with each other. The forest is closer than you think. Find a forest near you and start exploring at discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
If I could be you.
And you could be me for just 1 hour.
If you could find a way
to get inside each other's mind.
Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
We've all felt left out. And for some, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Ready for our little forest adventure?
Yes! So much waiting for me. Yeah, I wanna go outside. I wanna be.
We're here.
Whoa, that was fast.
There's a forest closer than you think. Find a park or forest near you and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by USDA Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Be great if life came with a remote control. You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
I'm just texting him back. I'm just posting a story. I'm just changing the song.
No. When it comes to distracted driving, just don't. Sending a text takes your eyes off the road for just 5 seconds, but in that time, your car can travel the length of an entire football field. Any distracted driving just isn't worth it.
Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Bedford Varsity Football, presented by Kicking Mules Productions. Now let's head out to the stadium for live coverage of tonight's exciting Kicking Mules gridiron matchup with your hosts, Dustin Kress and Dane Ross.
To Groganstown Field at Bedford Community Stadium as we kick off the home stretch of the 2022 varsity football schedule. Tonight's opponent for the Bedford Kicking Mules, the Pioneers from Ann Arbor Pioneer High School. Pioneer leads the all-time series with Bedford 16-9, but Bedford has won 9 of the last 11 meetings between Bedford and Pioneer. Started out 0-14, if you can believe that. They have not played since the 2019 season, and they are going to renew their acquaintances here tonight. They did not play in 2020, obviously, because of COVID, and last year Pioneer forfeited to Bedford. That game did count towards Bedford's record. They did not play a year ago. Kicking the ball away for Pioneer, number 22, Jeng Yuman. He is a sophomore, and wow, I thought they were going to onside it there for a second. Back deep for Bedford, number 2. And this roster is going to take some getting used to. Trey Brueggemann back deep to return this kick for the Mules. End over end kick. Brueggemann's going to field it at about his own 4-yard line. He's going to be out across the 10, out across the 15, out across the 20, 25, out across the 30, 35, 40, still on his feet. And he's going to be brought down just short of midfield at the Bedford 47-yard line. And that's where the Mules will take over, 1st and 10.
Great way to get this game rolling for Bedford. Always nice to see a good return kickoff there. Excellent field position. And the way Bedford plays football, this is definitely favorable for them. Going to give them a lot of time to just kind of grind away at the defense of Pioneer here, and then also kind of conserve some of that energy for later on in the game because they're not going the whole 90 yards.
Timeout. The official has signaled for a timeout. I think the clock stopped, or the clock didn't stop, rather. Colin Wellman on that last tackle there on the kickoff coverage for Pioneer. And if he hadn't stopped that, Brueggemann might still be running.
Oh, he'd be in the end zone by now. But yes, very much a case of, I mean, when you're getting down to like the kicker or somebody's close to the kicker, that means a lot of things went wrong downfield. I mean, that's kind of like a no-duh statement, but it really is something that for those players that are getting down the field, they need to take note of that. It's a no-duh thing, but it's a very easy thing to look over. They need to consider what kind of block kept them from getting there and get that right the next time around.
Gerber goes under center. Again, Lucas Gerber, the sophomore starting quarterback for the Mules. He'll take the snap, hand it off inside to Brueggemann, who's going to get across the 50-yard line, and he'll pick up 3 or 4, maybe call that a gain of 3, so it'll be 2nd down and 7 from midfield as we have now taken our first play from scrimmage tonight. 11:34 to go here in your first quarter. Bedford and Pioneer scoreless here at Groganstown Field.
We're definitely seeing that. Looks like this year Coach Phillips is going to Bedford's bread and butter. Just keep it on the ground, just pound away. 6-6, move the sticks when you can.
That traditional Bedford veer formation here on 2nd down and 7 from midfield. They'll bring a man in motion, take the snap, give it off inside to Brueggemann. Brueggemann just dragging tacklers inside the 45 of Pioneer down to the 44. He'll gain 6 more yards. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
And just strong offensive line. Offensive lines usually don't get the credit they are due, but that is a case where there was excellent blocking, creating that hole, allowing Bedford to move the ball forward. And as you said, 3rd and 1 here in the first quarter.
So Brueggemann lines up behind Gerber again. 1 receiver split to the near side, 2 up top here on 3rd and a yard. They're going to take it the snap, hand it off to Brueggemann again, and Brueggemann inside the 40 down to about the 36. Call that a gain of 7 more and move the chains for another Bedford first down. And Brueggemann has just been annihilating the tacklers, just running over people here to start the first quarter.
Yeah, that was a great pickup there, and it didn't look like the play was really drawn up to get kind of much yardage. Bedford was just looking to get that 1 yard, get the first down, but the hole was the size of Kansas, and how can you not take advantage of that?
Yeah, absolutely. Tyler Borst, one of the slot backs, and he'll stay in his position as they pitch now to the far side and look for that rocket sweep, and that is going to be another huge gainer of about 9 yards on that play for number 39 for the Mules, and that is Owen Probilski, and boy, he is a sophomore, so
yeah, we're seeing a lot of young talent, which always speaks well for the future of the program. Whenever you're talking high school, college, you've got the kids 4 years or so, and really to have that talent already out to the varsity level at that young age, that just says your next couple of years are going to be looking good.
Spotted it back at the 28-yard line, so a gain of 8, 2nd and 2 from the Pioneer 28, 9:25 to go here in the first quarter. Brueggemann gets the ball, and he coughed it up. I think Pioneer might have recovered that fumble, Dan, and they did. So Bedford had a great drive going until Trey Brueggemann coughed it up inside the 25-yard line, and that's where Pioneer will take over 1st and 10. Bedford comes away empty-handed after a promising opening drive, ends with no points.
I mean, looking at the silver lining, Bedford was moving the ball great. Just a matter of holding on to that ball. And knowing Coach Phillips like I do, I know he's got something with his program. If you're going to be dropping the ball, you're going to remember that, and you are going to be very focused. The next time that ball is in your hands, that does not happen.
So 1st and 10 for the Pioneers at their own 24-yard line. No score. 9:14 to play here in the opening quarter here at Groganstown Field, Bedford Community Stadium. Dan Ross, Dustin Kress with you as the Pioneers now move from right to left towards the west end zone and the scoreboard here at Bedford. 2 receivers each way, a running back off the right hip of quarterback number 7, Kalen Wong for the Pioneers. He'll take a snap, drop straight back to pass, and he's going to be plowed at the 20-yard line. Number 59, Nolan Lusky, one of the tacklers in there, and Huss, the other tackler there for the Mules, and wow, that play was over before it started.
It was, and one thing that's kind of environmental right now is the Pioneers are playing into the sun right now, and you can see it is in the quarterback's eyes, and they do tend to sling it a lot more than Bedford, so that's going to hurt them here until the sun gets below those trees.
Loss of 3 on that first down call. Two receivers each way. Running back now off the left hip of number 7, Kalen Wong, the junior quarterback for the Pioneers. He'll take the snap. Going to hand it off inside. Not much going on there. He did get back across the 20-yard line. Maybe gained a yard.
Yeah, it looks like they're giving him a couple. Still behind the original line of scrimmage.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 12 from the 22, 8:13 to play here in the first quarter, no score. So the first 3rd and long of the evening for the Pioneers. Let's see what they draw up here. 5 wide receivers in this formation.
Empty backfield, so pretty safe bet to say they're slinging it.
Quarterback changing the play, or calling the play from the line of scrimmage, as it were. 4 linemen down for Bedford. They'll rush them all. That's a screen, and it's going to be dropped incomplete. They're going to call that a forward pass.
That's generous.
But it'll be 4th down, and Bedford stands to have decent field position as the Pioneers get ready to punt it back to the Mules. Going back deep to punt the ball away for Pioneer number 80, Ocean Brabs. Back deep for Bedford, Trey Brueggemann had an excellent kickoff return and was having one heck of a drive there on drive number 1 until he coughed it up. And I'm sure he's looking to make up for that here on this next possession. Wobbly kick going to go out of bounds in Pioneer territory. Bedford will have the ball 1st and 10 at the Pioneer 45, so excellent field position to start the second drive. And Dan, after that first drive, everything was working. You just coughed it up. What do you change?
I think this is where Bedford's family mentality comes into play. Brueggemann knows that he failed his team by letting the ball get loose. So he is focused right now on, hey, don't let the family down. So that's really the only thing, is keeping that ball tight, keeping it close to the chest. If that costs you a yard, that's better than costing you the ball. So we'll see how he changes his run. I noticed he was kind of a little more liberal in his carrying earlier on. So
he's going to get this very first call. I like that. Just give the kid the ball back and let him do something with it. He's going to take that first carry inside the 40 to the 39. We're going to call that a gain of 6. And inside the 40, the Mules go. It'll be 2nd down and 4 from the 39. 7:20 to go here in the first quarter. No score. Luke Gerber, again, the sophomore quarterback for Bedford, getting the start after Caleb Tokendorfer, the original starting quarterback, tore his ACL. Gosh, you just hate to hear that, but really good experience for Gerber going in now as a sophomore starter. And Bedford's had some really special quarterbacks through the years that have had the opportunity. Now he lost the ball, going to fall back on it. I think he's managed to not lose anything there, too, in the process of not handling the snap very well. It's going to be 3rd down and 4. 3rd and 4 for the Mules from the 39 of Pioneer.
Yeah, these are the kind of things that the first game of the season, you kind of expect them. Nerves are rushing and everything. This is the first home game, but Bedford's already got one under their belt. I feel like they're making way too many mistakes, even though it's only the second game this late in the season.
Well, I have to say, the other thing here is you got to wonder if Coach Wilhelm has been told he's got 2 downs to pick up this 4 yards.
Yeah.
Because of where they're at on the field. So Gerber going to pitch the ball. That's going to be a huge game. They're only going to need 1 down for number 28, Tyler Borst, to get the ball down inside the 25, down to about the 22. Call it a gain of 17 yards for Borst, and that's going to bring up a Bedford first down. Beautiful action and blocking there on that rocket sweep.
I mean, you play fantasy football, you watch the coverage in most games. The talent players, as they call them, always get the attention, but blocking is what football is really all about, and that was an excellent execution of blocking.
2 receivers to the top side of the formation, 1 to the near side for Gerber on 1st and 10 from the 22. He's going to throw it, and that's Borst again. Borst looking for the corner. Borst gets down inside the 20, down to about where they're going to mark this out, the 17, 18-yard line. I think it's down to the 8, maybe the 18
and a half.
Yeah, so we're going to call this a gain of about 4 yards. We're going to call this 2nd along 6.
And the beauty of a play like that is it really forces the defense to open up their coverage. They can't just crowd to the box. They have to realize they need to cover the outside there. So that really is kind of the strategy of football. Open up that defense, give you more room in the middle.
2 receivers One each way for the Mules. Gerber going to keep it himself on the triple option, pitches it at the last possible moment. Borscht falls on it at about the 16-yard line. That could have been a disaster. If he was going to pitch that, he should have
do it sooner.
Just a split second faster. He almost read that great, but that's a sophomore quarterback. You're going to have some of that. And he made the right read. He's just a split second too late.
Yeah, he tried to get a little bit more ketchup out of that bottle, but it just wasn't there. Needed to pitch it, and that's really why it was almost a fumble there, because he was pitching it while he was being hit.
3rd and 4 from the Pioneer 16, 4:23 to go. First quarter, no score. The Mules in the red zone. Gerber under center. Sends Pavilski in motion. Going to keep it himself on the option. Nothing doing there. Going to be a loss of a yard back to the 17. It's going to be 4th and 5.
Now, on a play like that, you have kind of your workflow, like if this, then that, if this, then that. And Gerber just did not execute his if this, then that throughout that whole thing. You could tell he was kind of flustered.
It wasn't blocked very well either.
No, it wasn't
I will
very
say
well.
that in his defense.
In his defense, yes, it wasn't the greatest blocking, but he needs to be ready for those situations. You will not get 100% blocking every down. And as a young quarterback, this is something he's going to be learning over the years.
So the Mules going to go for it on 4th and 5 from the 17. Gerber reaches under center. At least they're going to give the appearance that they're going for it. They are going for it. Good pitch there, and he's going to have it, and that's going to be a touchdown. The first ever varsity touchdown on the brand new Groganstown field goes to number 28, Tyler Borscht, from 17 yards out, and the Mules hit the scoreboard first. And, oh, wow, they're going to call holding. Take it back off the board, folks.
Of course they are.
Holding against the Mules, so that touchdown going to get taken off the scoreboard. And we're going to do 4th down again. And on 4th down and 14.
Yeah, Baker's a dozen or so.
From the 25-yard line. You got to get 13 yards here. We're going to call it 4th and 13 from the 25. I don't think your kicker I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, Bedford,
That's
era, known for going for it.
That's a 42-yard field goal from right there.
That ambitious.
Yeah, I think you're going for this.
Yeah, it's too close to punt, too far to go for the field goal. You got to go for it.
Maybe try to draw them off. Nope, they are going to go for it. Gerber's going to roll to the far side and chuck the ball into the air. Open receiver, touchdown. That's going to be interference.
That's PI.
That's pass interference in the end zone. And Bedford, I love the play call. I absolutely love that play call because it's a 50-50 ball.
Yep.
And your receiver had the opportunity to make a play on it. He was just interfered with.
Yeah, that was textbook PI. You've got a defender who is not looking back at the ball, is looking right at the receiver, and then interferes with his progress. And I did love the whole hands up, like what I do when the ref was right there.
Well, so the officials are discussing this.
Oh, it was textbook PI. I don't care what they say.
Boy, I tell you, there's about 5,000 people on this home side that are going to go absolutely berserko crazy if this call doesn't go Bedford's way.
It was
because that was obvious pass interference. Oh, they're calling pass interference on the defense.
Yep.
So that
textbook.
ball, 4th down. How is it still 4th down? It's got to be 1st down.
I mean...
Oh, it's only a 10-yard penalty? Wait.
So...
Okay.
4th and 1.
I've never seen pass interference only be a 10-yard penalty, for one thing. But it's 4th and 1. Excuse me.
Yep, just move the pile.
Bruggeman going to get first down yardage inside the 10.
Yeah, and that was just a case of just get the first down, nothing nothing flashy.
They got the 3 yards they needed, and it'll be first down and goal for the Mules. But I'm not real sure that I've ever seen pass interference only be a 10-yard penalty.
I mean, I've seen it in rare cases, and this is where I'm trying to remember the rules of high school, college football because they're all different. And it's there was no sign for a personal foul. It was just a pass interference.
Pass interference is not a personal foul. I just always thought it was 15 yards.
I mean, like I said, different league, different rules.
Gerber takes the snap, going to give it off to, going to pull it away. He had it in Brueggemann's breadbasket and pulled it back out. He got about a yard there, down to about the 9, so it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. 2:32 to play here in your first quarter. Bedford and Pioneer still scoreless. The Mules deep in Pioneer territory. 2nd down and goal. They need to punch this in.
Yeah, I mean, and let's see, we're almost through the first quarter. Bedford has had the ball pretty much the entire time, no score. And that is textbook Bedford. They burn the clock, and that is their greatest defensive weapon.
Podolski goes in motion. They give it off inside to the new fullback that checked into the ball game here. That's number 44, Hunter Poinian. And he's going to be down to about the 5-yard line. So 3rd and goal from the 5.
Yep, this is a case where Bedford's just trying to get what yards they can. They're not trying to air it out here. Using that punch it down the middle, get the little bit that they can, and hopefully it'll be enough. 3rd
and goal from the 5-yard line. 1:38 to play here. First quarter, no score. The Mules knocking on the door. Luke Gerber takes the snap, going to pitch it to Probilski, and that's a touchdown. That's a touchdown. That one is a touchdown. No flag
on the field
that time. So Probilski from 5 yards out puts the Mules on the scoreboard finally. And with 1:22 to play here in the first quarter, it's 6-0 Mules with the extra point pending. Coming on to attempt the extra point, a sophomore, number 46, Jack Decker.
I mean, just a lot of sophomores getting play.
There's a Bedford name.
There's a Bedford name. A lot of sophomores getting play. Again, that's great for the future of the program.
Low snap, no good. So that's a low snap, and Gerber couldn't handle it. So the extra point is no good. With 1:22 remaining here in your first quarter, Bedford 6, Pioneer nothing. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Bedford Varsity Football on the home of the Mules.
What is dedication?
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is Dariana. We call him Day Day for short. Every day he's hungry for something, whether it's attention, affection, knowledge. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that when he's no longer under my wing, that he's a good person. I want him to be able to sit back one day and go, we worked together, we did a good job.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
And line drive kick from Decker going to be fielded and taken out across the 25, across the 30-yard line, where number 26 for Pioneer is tackled, and 26 is Javante Holmes. And it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Pioneers at their own 32-yard line as they start their second offensive drive of tonight's football game. Bedford leads 6-0. 1:14 to play here in the first quarter. Bedford's had the ball probably 10 of the 11 minutes that we've played here so far.
Yeah, Pioneer, what was it, a 4-and-out last go?
Kalen Wong, the quarterback for the Pioneers, has 2 receivers each way and a running back off his left hip in the shotgun here on 1st down and 10. He'll take the snap. Gonna do a little misdirection there, and he is just gonna have to play keep away there. That's gonna be a block in the back. This is coming back as he gets knocked out of bounds out around the 40-yard line, but that's coming back. That was a blatant block in the back there, right in the middle of that play, because they had this misdirection look. He started one way, reversed his field, and somebody didn't get the memo.
Yeah, it looked like it was supposed to be a handoff, but something went wrong with the handoff, just did not execute it. And then he basically had to dance in the backfield. When you're running back and forth, that's really hard for your blockers to know, okay, where do I need to protect you from? And that sort of thing can happen.
That's a crackback block is what they called that. That's a personal foul. It is a 15-yard penalty, I think, unless we only do 10-yard penalties in Michigan now.
Yeah, that looked like 15 to me. So that's going to make first in the country drive.
Yeah, first in the drive to Georgia for the Pioneers. They're going to be all the way back inside the 15-yard line. So first and 27 from the 15 for the Pioneers. 5 wide receivers for Kalen Wong. 3 to the top side of the formation, 2 to the near side. Bedford looks like they're going to rush 4. Wong takes the snap, drops back to pass. Pressure comes. He is going to be sacked and dropped at about the 15-yard line. 63 for the Mules. Lykowski and Huss, the tacklers there for Bedford. This roster has got me perplexed.
It's fun. Definitely kudos to the quarterback there. He knew that he was going down, and he really just tried to fall forward to reduce the damage done from the sack. So that's smart football right there.
So second down and 27 from the 15-yard line, 22 seconds to play here in the first quarter. 2 receivers each way and a running back off the left hip of the quarterback for Pioneer. And that's a false start, I believe.
I don't know.
Offsides against the Mules. Yep. Wow, he must have they called it offsides.
Yeah.
So it's going to be second and 22.
We've got a Mule there, number 88, who Huss there just was a little bit too eager because he was the first one to get to the quarterback on that last play, and he was hungry. He just wanted another go at it.
And that is the end of the first quarter, folks. We played 12 minutes in Temperance, Michigan. At the end of the first quarter, your score, Bedford 6, Pioneer 0. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Bedford Varsity Football on the home of the Mules.
And what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that. Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen! By simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now, she'll be better prepared no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
And welcome back to Grogan Sound Field at Bedford Community Stadium. They've switched ends of the field. 12 minutes on the second quarter game clock. And Bedford on defense now. Second and 22 for Pioneer from their own 20-yard line as the Pioneers look to get something going offensively here on just their second drive of the game. Long the quarterback, 2 receivers to the near side, 2 up top, and a running back off his left hip, drops straight back to pass. Pass in the air, pass complete, and he got his bell rung by Trey Brueggemann, the receiver there, number 80, Ocean Brabs. Wow.
I mean,
laying the lumber.
When you pass up the middle, you're asking for a hit like that. That's just football 101.
So third and 13 from the 29 for the Pioneers, 11:34 to play in the first half. Bedford leads 6-0. Wong, the quarterback, a running back off his left hip, and 2 receivers each way. Shotgun look now on third and 13 from the Pioneer 29.
Getting a play from the sideline.
Looks like they're changing things up a little bit. Bedford students start to make some noise here on third and long. Long takes the snap, drops straight back to pass. Pressure comes. He runs away from it. He's going to have to run a long way, and he's not going to get there. He did get a back past the original line of scrimmage, but it is going to be 4th down and 9. Called a gain of 4. Brueggemann and Dotson on the tackle for Bedford. It'll be 4th down and 9.
And this is an example of penalties killing you. Had it been without that crackback penalty, they would have had a first down at this point. Penalties kill. Let that be your PSA for today. Penalties kill, kids. Don't commit penalties.
So Brabs on to punt the ball away for the Pioneers. Brueggemann goes back deep to return the punt. high. Punt spiraling in the air, going to be fielded by Brueggemann at about the 30-yard line, and that's where Bedford will take over, 1st and 10. Probably a good idea that he went ahead and did the fair catch there, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Mules.
Yeah, he had plenty of runway there. He could have made some gains. But the thing is, though, like I said about Bedford football, burn the clock. 10 minutes, 19 left in the half. Burn as much of that as you can. So you get the touchdown, maybe put Pioneer in a 2-minute drill situation. It's not a bad way to go.
Special shout out to our friend and mentor, Mike Murphy, our high school broadcasting teacher. Hope you and Alice are listening tonight. And certainly great to get the band back together. Certainly great to be back on the air with you. Brings back a lot of memories.
It definitely is old school. And, I was asked when I got here today, like, hey, why'd you guys come back? And I'm like, well, it's Dustin's fault. But really, Mr. Murphy's guidance and, training us in all that we do really had a big impact on us being here today.
So a crackback block now called against Bedford, and that'll back this drive up inside the 20 to the 15-yard line. So after they back the Mules up inside the 20, that's where Bedford will take over, 1st and 10 from their own 15. 10-19 to play here in the opening half. Bedford leads 6-0. Dustin Kress, Dan Ross, Joe Kuchar with you tonight back at Mission Control. That's about the most appropriate thing I can think to call his house, honestly.
Run out to the left side there by Bedford, a sweep to number 28.
Tyler Borscht.
So
got 2 yards
out of that.
And he got his bell rung.
I mean, this gets into the psychology of football. Like I didn't get a chance to say it on the throw down the middle by Pioneer, but those hard hits, yeah, they ring your bell. Yes, they're physical, but they're also mental. And a team that can really endure through those things, well, that's a team that can come out on top.
2nd and 8 from the Bedford 17. Gerber goes under center. He'll put Borscht in motion again. Hands it off up the middle. I think that's Brueggemann, the ball carrier. Going to get out across the 20 to about the 23-yard line. Call that a gain of 6. We're going to call this a 3rd and 2. So very manageable 3rd down call here for the Mules.
Very manageable. Now it's just a matter of moving the pile. I mean, that pile at the line of scrimmage probably moved 5 yards in Bedford's favor. Strength, conditioning, they make a huge impact on Bedford football, something that, previous eras we just didn't focus on.
Well, and the thing about that play is that it may not sum up much here in the first half, but in the second half, them grinding you out for 6 yards shows up. Now they're going to give it off up the middle to Brueggemann again, and Brueggemann breaks free that time and gets out across the 30 to about the 33 before he spun around, and it's going to be a 10-yard gainer or so. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Mules from their own 33.
But you're absolutely right. I cannot tell you how many Bedford games I've seen where it's been close at the end of the first half, and then Bedford blows them out in the second, and it's all strength and conditioning. Those two things are what make the second half difference.
One receiver each way for Luke Gerber here on 1st and 10 from his own 33. 8:25 to play here in the first half. Brueggemann lines up behind him at fullback. Gerber takes the snap. I believe that he's still free. No, that's Brueggemann. He's at the 40, at the 35, and he is tripped up at about the 35 or 36 of Pioneer. Wow. That play was over, and then he just popped out of the pile.
And again, just keep grinding away. And Craig Tyler there for Pioneer with a shoelace tackle to save the day for his team. Otherwise, that would have been 6 more for Bedford.
Here's the other thing about the roster. The first names are first.
Yeah. Great comma there, guys.
There we go. So 1st and 10 for the Mules at the Pioneer 35. 7:50 to play, first half. Bedford 6, Pioneer nothing. Mules on the move again. This drive started all the way back at their own 15-yard line after a 15-yard penalty. They had to march off there to start the drive. Gerber goes under center here on 1st and 10 from the Pioneer 35. And there is a flag on the play. And I think this is going to be a false start penalty against the Mules. Yep, illegal procedure against Bedford, so that's going to make this 1st and 15. They're going to back this up to about the 40. So that's another storyline here so far tonight, is just mistakes that you expect to have out of your system after the first game, and both teams have had their share.
Yeah, again, early in the season, you're going to have those. You really want to start seeing those gone by the second game. They're going to happen, but I think we're still seeing too much from both sides. And, being that we cover Bedford football, I'm a little more concerned about the Bedford football side of this.
We'll talk at halftime about the new look of the SEC red this year. The Mules have it 1st and 15, and Gerber had a hard time with that snap too, and he's still moving, but I think they're going to give him forward progress to the 39, and that's about it on that one. So he gained a yard. It's going to be second down and 14. 6:45 to play here in the first half. Bedford 6, Pioneer nothing.
I mean, he didn't give up, though. That's a good thing there. Like, he had about 3 guys he was dragging in the wrong direction, but he was dragging them. And that effort speaks highly of the young quarterback.
Yeah, he's shifty. He's not very big.
No, he's going to be a Barry Sanders if Barry Sanders played quarterback.
However, I will say the history of Bedford football, these kids that have started out as the starter their sophomore year, we've had some really good ones over the years. Jared Kajawa, that's a name that a lot of people remember. And here we go again. Borst inside the 20, down to the 15, and he's going to gain about 24 yards there. And that's going to be first down and 10 for the Mules at the Pioneer 15.
Yeah, beautiful pitch to the right there, and just found a hole in the Pioneer defense. It looked like they were set up to kind of address that run down the middle yet again, which opened up that outside lane. And again, strategy of calling football plays when you have an offense like Bedford, mix it up where you go, and that's going to force the defense to spread out to avoid those big games.
5:43 to play here in the first half. Bedford 6, Pioneer nothing. The Mules with the ball 1st and 10 at the Pioneer 15. Gerber joining Joey Weimer and Jared Kajawa as quarterbacks to start their sophomore year. He's going to take the snap, going to give it off inside to number 44 for the Bedford Kicking Mules, and that's Hunter Poignon. And he is going to get down to about the 10. Call that again a 5. So you'll be happy with that on first down. 2nd and 5 from the 10 with 5:12 to go here in the first half.
That clock just rolling again. I think a couple of those big games kind of hurt the plan to, just give Pioneer a couple minutes left at the end of the half here. But again, you're not going to turn those down. So take it, rolling under 5 minutes now, and we'll see what Bedford can do here. 2nd and 5 from the 10 of Pioneer.
So 2nd down and 5 from the 10 of Pioneer. 4:45 to play here in the first half. Bedford 6, Pioneer nothing. Been a tough road for the Pioneer offense so far tonight.
That's the truth.
And now, timeout called by the Mules. Must have been some confusion about how they were lining up there.
Oh, yeah, looks like Coach Phillips wants to have a little conference call here.
Coach Phillips, the thing you'll love about him is he's been there and done that for so many years that nothing that happens here is gonna shake him too much.
Yeah, I'd be interested in seeing the number of athletes he's coached in his career. It's more than 5, I'll tell you that. And all of that has given him the opportunity to see all sorts of situations, work with all sorts of athletes. And I think that helps make him a great coach for Bedford in that the situation here, he didn't seem to hesitate. He saw something he didn't like. He called the timeout. He's got him to burn. I mean, if you got him to spend him.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't take him with you when you go. So, I mean, I know that's for sure. And especially as you start to get down towards the end of the half here, you definitely don't want to leave any points on the board or off the board here. You want to leave them. You want to put them on the scoreboard every chance you get.
Exactly. It's not like Bedford's in this situation here is going to be where they need to hold the timeouts to stop the clock. They'll be happy if they can go in up 13-0 into the locker room. So, yeah, burn them now.
I mean, the other side of that is they probably like to milk about 4 more minutes off the clock before they score here.
Oh, if they could, they would.
So 2nd and 5 from the 10-yard line, and Gerber going to throw the ball. Pass complete to number 5 for Bedford, and that's Brendan Cornsnack. And it's going to be 3rd down and about a yard, I think, here. Maybe, really close.
It's about the length of my forearm.
He's down to about just inside he's inside the 6-yard line. Actually, they spotted it right on the 6. I don't know about the spot there.
That
should have been. That's absolutely right. It should have been about 3rd and 2 inches. But as it stood, It is 3rd and 1. 3:53 to play before the half, and the Mules with the ball 3rd and 1 at the Pioneer 6. Gerber takes the snap, gives it off inside to Brueggemann, and that's going to be a first down, I think. I think he got the 5. I think he's going to move the chains.
He's close. They might have to take this one out.
No, I think they're calling it a first down. Didn't even have to think about it.
And I will say, though, if Coach Phillips can figure out how to milk 4 minutes off the clock
He will.
10-yard line, the dude deserves an honorary doctorate. I have no idea how you pull that off.
1st and goal from the 5-yard line. 3:25 to play here in the first half. Bedford 6, Pioneer nothing, and the Mules content to just let that clock tick down, drain as much time off this first half clock as they can. Gerber brings a man in motion. That's Probilski. Probilski looks for the corner. He's going to be initially stopped, and he is going to be dropped for a loss back to about the 7. And he's going to lose about 2 yards there. It's going to be 2nd down and goal from the 7. As we go under 3 minutes here, starting to look a little less and less crazy.
I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it deserves an honorary doctorate. That case there, though, that run, really kind of making the best of a bad situation. Really should have been a loss for a couple more yards. Hesitated, picked up what he could. Still a loss, but again, could be worse.
So 2nd down and goal for the Mules from the Pioneer 7-yard line. 2:30 to play before half. Bedford leads 6-0 here at Groganstown Field as the Mules move from right to left towards the west end zone in that scoreboard. Gerber takes the snap, drops the pass. Pass in the air, pass complete, and that's a touchdown. He just threw that back shoulder fade, and that's a touchdown for the Bedford Kicking Mules to number 88. Thomas Huss with the reception there, and now Bedford goes up 12-0. But they didn't get quite to 0-0, but they did milk a lot of time off the clock.
I mean, that's kind of where I thought they'd be, like when they started this drive, around 2 minutes left on the clock for Pioneer. So, I mean, not to pat myself on the back, but I kind of called that.
You did. We'll give you that one. So Bedford looks like they're going to line up to go for 2 here. I think we're going for 2.
I mean,
why not?
If you got the chance.
So Bedford lines up for the 2-point conversion attempt.
Got to risk it for the biscuit.
Brueggemann behind Gerber. 2 receivers up top, 1 to the near side. Gerber takes the snap, passes the ball, caught! That is a really great reception there. I think Huss got it again.
I don't think that was the intended receiver.
I don't think that was who the ball was thrown to, but
he just
snagged it out of midair. So, folks, there's 2:13 left here in the first half, and Bedford converts. It is 14-0 Mules. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Bedford Varsity Football on the home of the Bedford Kicking Mules.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
And Pioneer going to get the ball back out to about the 29-yard line as number 24, Mike Jennings, returns that kick. Covered well for Bedford. Nothing wrong with the coverage there. 1st and 10. They're actually going to spot this ball, I think, at the 30-yard line.
That's generous.
Right? Just south, or I guess just west of the 30-yard line.
Yeah, nose is right on the yard line marker.
2:05 to play here before halftime. Bedford 14, Pioneer nothing. 5 receivers for Wong. He takes the snap, going to pass the ball complete, dropped for a loss. Is Jennings there? And 24 for Bedford with the tackle. Just a great open field tackle there.
Yeah, Nathan Dotson there on the tackle. He went pretty high on that, and that's a risky tackle to make because that's an easy one to juke your way out of. He got a little lucky on that.
Wong lines them back up. They're going to go again here, going to throw the ball, and that's complete. Nice reception there by number 2 for Pioneer, Joe Bonenberger. 6 or 7 yards gained there. Brings up third down, but this is probably the shortest third down they've had the whole first half.
I mean, I think this is the most yardage they've had in a drive so far.
So it's 3rd and 3 from the Pioneer 37, a minute and 20 seconds remaining here. And Wong almost just got obliterated in the backfield, and he will get sacked finally by Trey Brueggemann as he spun out of bounds at about the 36. He might have lost a yard there.
Yeah, Thomas Huss almost with the sack. And the beauty of what he did, though, is while he's not going to gain credit.
Down.
Yeah, he's not going to get any credit on the stat sheet, but he made the QB think twice. He wasn't focused downfield as much anymore, and that's what caused it to be a no gain.
So here's where that timeout might hurt you. You got a minute and 12 seconds left here. Bedford's going to get the ball back in decent field position.
Well, as the saying goes, one in the hand is worth better than 2 in the bush. So
snap it over his head. No, they're going to take Pioneer's going to take a timeout. And let's talk about, let's unpack this for just a minute here.
Okay.
Because Bedford's going to get the football back with about a minute left.
Let's not assume, but it looks favorable, yes.
They stand to get the football back with about a minute left here before halftime. How aggressive are you if you're John Phillips in this situation?
Oh, I don't get too crazy in this situation. You're up 14-0. Don't do anything that's going to cause a turnover, that's going to make your guys a little psychologically rattled. Go in the locker room with your 14-0. I mean, don't take the kneel.
Well, here's this. So I think what you do in this scenario is you run the ball.
Of course.
To start.
Of course.
If you break a couple big ones.
Yeah, and you're like sitting on the 10. Yeah, I can see that case.
Then,
But general strategy, don't get too crazy. Don't get too fancy.
Well, you don't want to give them a junk 7 points right before half that they didn't earn.
Right.
So Brab's going to punt this ball. Brueggemann goes back to receive it for Bedford. He's going to stand at about his own 30-yard line.
Just watch him return it, and our whole conversation was
smooth.
Yeah.
1:12 to play before half. Bedford leads 14-0. It's a fake, and they got the first down, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it.
Wow.
See?
So a moot point again.
Don't count your eggs before they hatch.
So it is first down Pioneer across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Nice play.
I mean, I was looking downfield waiting for the punt, and then I'm just like, nope, something's not going right.
They sold the fake really well.
Very well.
That was good. That was a good play call by Pioneer.
The acting teacher at Pioneer has reason to be proud.
Wong in the shotgun, running back off his right hip, takes the snap, drops straight back to pass, and he just short through it too.
He paid for it.
Boy, Bedford went all out blitz on that, and he had to get rid of it. It made him throw the ball short. The intended receiver, Mike Jennings, but if Jennings had caught that ball, he'd still be running.
Very likely. There was nobody around him, and that's the risk reward of whenever you blitz like that is you really cut down the time the QB has, but you reduce your coverage downfield. So if they hit the right man in their split-second panic, SpaghettiOs, 6 points.
So 14-0. Bedford, your score. 43 seconds remaining here before halftime. Wong, the quarterback, 2 receivers each way, and a running back now off his left hip. Shotgun formation. Calls for the ball, takes the snap, drops to pass. Home run ball in the air, incomplete. Broken up beautifully by number 23 for Bedford. And I am reading my roster puzzle here. Is Avery Labadie, and really, really well played.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 3rd down and 10 from the 41. 38 seconds to play here before the half, and the Bedford Mules lead 14-0.
I'm not going to say it was well played. Labadie was in a bad position to guard that one. He just managed to be able to get his hand in the breadbasket and knock it out. That should have been 6 points Pioneer. Labadie getting lucky.
So 3rd and long again, 38 seconds to play before half. Bedford leads 14-0. Wong brings a man in motion. 2 receivers each way, and now they're going to call false start.
Yep.
So that's going to be a motion penalty against the Pioneers that'll make this 3rd and 15 from the 36. So it'll be even longer to go here on 3rd down.
Yeah, it looks like it might have been Milo Simpson. I don't have enough evidence to prosecute him for the crime, but that's where my investigation would begin. Just a little bit too quick to move.
3rd and 15 from the 36 of Pioneer. Bedford 14, Pioneer nothing. The Pioneers move from left to right towards the east end zone here at Bedford Community Stadium. The new LEDs are on.
That they are.
2 receivers each way for Kalen Wong. He'll bring a man in motion across the formation, makes it 3 to the top side, 1 to the near side. Pressure comes, ball in the air, and that is overthrown. Labadie on the coverage there again, and that time Brabs beat him again. It was just overthrown because of the pressure applied by that defensive line. And the pressure there, number 88 for the Mules.
And Labadie,
Thomas Huss.
Labadie risked a PI there. Had it not been overthrown, they could have called that on him.
Wasn't
he did
catchable,
not look
thankfully.
back. Yeah, it wasn't catchable. He did not look back, made contact with the receiver, and you get an itchy ref, and that's going to be a PI.
So Bedford's not even going to send anybody back after this punt, after they faked the last one. It's 4th and 15. I don't think they're going to fake this.
Now, 32 seconds left on the clock, and they've got a ways to go.
But with 32 seconds left, Bedford's probably not super aggressive here, but they're going to watch this punt take a huge Pioneer roll down inside the 20, inside the 15, and it's going to spin down to about the 13, maybe the 12-yard line. Call it the 13, and that's where Bedford's going to take over 1st and 10 with 19 seconds to play before the half, and you think they're just going to kill the clock here.
Go in the locker room, take your 14-point lead, go in the locker room, and just kind of focus on that second half.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot to build on there if you're Bedford in the first half.
Oh, indubitably.
Yeah, the Mules made some mistakes. Pioneers did too. The Mules made fewer mistakes, I think, and that's probably the key to the game right now.
Fewer costly mistakes.
Bedford in victory formation. And Gerber will just take an E. Folks, we've played 24 minutes in Temperance at the end of the first half. Your score, Bedford 14, Pioneer nothing. We'll be back in 4 minutes with tonight's halftime show. You're listening to Bedford Varsity Football on the home of the Bedford Kicking Mules.
Ready for our little forest adventure?
Yes! So much waiting for me. Yeah, I wanna go outside. I wanna be.
We're here.
Whoa, that was fast.
There's a forest closer than you think. Find a park or forest near you and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by USDA Forest Service and the Ad Council.
We are the boy band. Your tween made you see. We are the boy band. It's painful concert number 3. We are the boy band. We're 5 and 19. We are the boy band. Always singing on key.
You love your kids enough to take them to see their favorite band. Love them enough to make sure they're buckled up in the back seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
If you love them enough to listen to them practice the same song on tuba,
please be done.
Over and over and over and over and over, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Sounds good, honey.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then, someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. He sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself.
For many military veteran caregivers, their caregiving journey starts earlier in life and lasts longer. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
This is how we do every day. We be grinding, and if you wanna come and text us,
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
This is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
What is dedication?
My daughter is biological and my son is adopted. I love them both so much. From the morning when you wake up to putting them to bed at night and every moment in between. I think a parent's job is to protect our children, but also prepare them for the world so they become good, kind human beings.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council. What is dedication?
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that my kids wouldn't have a father. And I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. I definitely had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Welcome to tonight's halftime show, presented by Kicking Mules Productions. Let's head out to the stadium for a recap of the first half with your hosts, Dustin Kress and Dan Roth.
Well, welcome back to Croghanstown Field, and we've played one half of football here. The first home game of the 2022 season, and Bedford leads at 14-0 over Pioneer. And Dan, really, for the most part, Bedford doing what they want to do.
Yeah, they're definitely setting the pace, tempo, and tone of this game. Really, Bedford has a history of just taking the ball and kind of like Novocaine, just give it enough time, it'll get the job done. And that's what we've seen here. First drive, around 10 minutes, give or take. Second drive, scoring drive there, burned a whole lot of clock. And, yeah, just really getting the job done through time management and just slowly moving the ball.
And Bedford really not making a ton of mistakes there in the first half. A couple of costly ones, a crackback block penalty, a fumble. Really the biggest mistakes Bedford made there in the first half. Pioneer certainly with more, but their poor quarterback's been on his back all night.
Yeah, and that does not bode well for just the mentality of the quarterback. They're putting him in positions where he has to throw the ball. When it's more than 10 yards to the first down, and it's not first down, really you're kind of in a situation where you have to throw the ball. And Bedford's just bringing the pressure, playing the psychological game. And it is just going to wear on a quarterback like that. Not just tonight, but Pioneers game next week, their opponent's going to benefit from that.
Yeah, and the other thing that the benefit for Bedford, and we talked a little bit about this in the first half, is these 3, 4, 5-yard runs where Bedford's offensive line just wins the battle up front. That wears on you over the course of a game, and really, if you get into the third and fourth quarter of this game, you would think that Pioneer's defense is just going to be gassed because Bedford has just been bigger, faster, stronger, and really just moving the defensive line for Pioneer away at will.
Yeah, and that's the thing with the 10-minute drives is you've got the defense out there for 10 minutes straight, constantly pushing against that line, trying to stop the ball. And that's going to wear on you physically.
Absolutely.
You can't do that all night long. You can't do that for a full game. Your offense needs to be on the field to give the defense a rest. Offense is defense, and defense is offense, not just in scoring and not scoring, but just in keeping your players fresh.
And honestly, if I'm John Phillips with this Bedford team at halftime, I don't know that I'm telling my team to do anything different than what they did in the first half. Really, you just want to keep running the same offense you're running. You just don't really want to change a whole lot. Maybe minimize a few of the careless mistakes and kind of clean some of that stuff up. But, I mean, other than that, they've had a pretty good first half.
Yeah, hold on to the ball. There's point one on Coach Phillips' three-point essay in halftime. But Coach Phillips also is watching every player in this situation. He's consulting with his assistant coaches because even though Bedford's doing fine in this game, this is not the most difficult opponent that they're going to face. So correct the errors now when you've got the opportunity to make them and it not be too costly. I mean, Bedford's turnover, no points scored off of it, so no harm, no foul. But when you're in a game where that is going to create harm, you need to correct that issue now. So come Celine, come playoff time, come whoever, you've already got those wrinkles ironed out.
Absolutely. I think it's a really good point. Folks, we are still at halftime. Bedford leads 14-0 over Pioneer. We're going to take a 2-minute break and come back and talk a little bit more about the new look SEC Red. It's halftime. Bedford leads 14-0. We'll be back in 2 minutes. You're listening to Bedford Kicking Mules football on the home of the Mules.
I spent a lot of time in the garage, but even more time in the rain and mud. In '95, I helped tow your moving trailer. And in '09, it was sparks from me, your chains, dragging behind your truck that accidentally started a wildfire.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com, brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song.
I love these nachos.
I love our kickball league. Ugh! I love this guy.
What's your name?
You know what I love?
A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
Let's be honest. The National Symphony may not be in his future, but he wanted to try violin. So you said yes because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more about keeping your kids safe in your vehicle at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
What is dedication?
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is Dariana. We call him Day for short. Every day he's hungry for something, whether it's attention, affection, knowledge. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that when he's no longer under my wing, that he's a good person. I want him to be able to sit back one day and go, we worked together, we did a good job.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Well, welcome back to Groganstown Field at Bedford Community Stadium. The Mules lead 14-0 over Ann Arbor Pioneer here as we've played a half of football and a new look SEC Red this year. It's already a tough league, but the additions of Dexter and Ypsilanti Lincoln to the SEC Red are going to make it even more competitive.
Yeah, it definitely shakes things up. These are teams that, when you're in a conference and with divisions in that conference, your schedule is very much focused on the same teams year in and year out. And teams generally don't change their play style. So I'm not sure the last time Bedford saw Dexter or the Rail Splitters, but it wasn't yesterday. I can tell you that much. So it's going to require the teams learning new offenses and defenses and how to play against those, because it is, like I said, you're not playing the same teams year in and year out as much, which means all the things you learned about your former opponents, they don't apply to new opponents.
So actually, I must have been asleep last year because apparently this was already in motion last year. So Bedford beat Dexter 37-36 last year.
That's right. Yeah.
And they beat Lincoln 47-21.
Good.
So last year was the first year for that to be the case. I apologize. We didn't do the games last year, so I didn't pay that much attention.
Good job,
so
Dustin. Our research expert, Dustin Kress, ladies and gentlemen.
7-3 a year ago, and they did beat both Lincoln and Dexter. So Bedford's schedule after tonight, next week they play Dexter. Then they play the Huron River Rats. Then Lincoln on the 23rd, Monroe on September 30th, then Saline, Skyline, and Detroit East English Village to finish out the schedule on October 21st. So Pioneer lost their first game last week. Again, Bedford beat Utica Ford 42-21. Last week, Pioneer lost to Anchor Bay. New Baltimore Anchor Bay by a final score of 42-7. Pioneer 1-8 last year, 0-6 in 2020, 5-5 in 2019. Pioneer's last winning season, 2015, with a 7-4 record. And unfortunately for the other Ann Arbor schools, Saline has kind of gone in and can we say raided and pillaged all the talent away?
I mean, Saline is just Saline. That's a high score football team. Saline is basically Ann Arbor Junior. If you've ever been to Saline, it's Ann Arbor Junior. So for them to
but with more money.
But with more money. That depends on which part of Ann Arbor we're talking. But for them to go in and basically be the Vikings going in with the raiding and pillaging of the small town next to them, it's kind of embarrassing, I imagine, for the people of Ann Arbor. I mean, you've got this little, Ann Arbor Junior comes in and beats you. It's kind of like when Toledo beats Michigan. It's just
not supposed to happen.
It's just like, how did this happen? Why did this happen? This can't be real.
Folks, we are going to come back in 1 minute for the second half of tonight's game between Bedford and Pioneer. We'll be back in 1 minute with the second half. Bedford, Pioneer here tonight. The Mules lead at 14-0. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Bedford Varsity Football on the home of the Kicking Mules.
Never completely ready to adopt a teen.
For late nights writing English papers.
For your teen's music taste.
For dinners where they talk more on their phone than with you.
For the first time, they call you Mom.
You're never completely ready to adopt a teen, and you can't imagine the reward.
To learn more about adopting a teen, visit adoptuskids.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
I spent a lot of time in the garage, but even more time in the rain and mud. In '95, I helped tow your moving trailer. And in '09, it was sparks from me. Your chains, dragging behind your truck that accidentally started a wildfire.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
And welcome back to Loganstown Field at Bedford Community Stadium. We played 24 minutes, and after one half of football, Bedford leads the Pioneers 14-0. Bedford's next week opponent is beating Skyline like a drum tonight, 31-0. So Dexter up on Skyline, 31-0. That's the Mules' next opponent. And so back to our point about the fact that this is probably not the toughest game the Mules are going to have all year.
Not even close.
They're going to have to minimize these mistakes moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, those fumbles against the Saline, against the Dexter, that's going to be 6 points if you're not careful.
And for those who have not been paying attention, it's not the same Dexter it used to be.
No.
Dexter's actually been really good the last couple of years. I think 2 years ago they made the playoffs, I think maybe for the first time in the history of their school, or at least in many, many years. So it's been a real turnaround for them, just in time for them to be rewarded with the move to the SEC Red.
Well, and here's the thing, I'm going to be a little critical for a moment, but I'm watching the student section because they're like, I could throw a paper airplane at them from where we're sitting. And I don't see the enthusiasm of previous years. And I think that's because Bedford's become accustomed to being winners, as opposed to when we went from scoring our first touchdown in the fifth game to winning the majority of our
Rob
games.
Watson drew a school bus on the teleprompter.
Yeah. So I think what...
There's my first Rob Watson.
There's our first reference. So what I think is going to be nice for the Dexter kids is to see that turnaround and be a part of it. You know that they're going to come to that game with a crowd. They're going to be loud. And for all those that are listening to us, all those that may be like listening to the re-airing of this, whatever the case may be, get out to that game and support these Mules because, like I said, Dexter is coming with a crowd. You can put money on that. Now just watch, I'm completely wrong. But you can put money on that.
Well, Pioneer brought tens and tens of people.
Yeah, Pioneer showed up with tens of people. Dexter's probably going to have at least dozens. So come out to that game, support these Mules, and have a good time.
How are you feeling about the new lights?
I like them. So, I mean, just kind of like they're warming up. So if you'll give me a moment to be a little nerdy for a second. So we have switched to LED lights compared to the older incandescent light bulbs. And if you change the lights in your house from incandescent to LED, you notice a few differences. First off, your energy bill is a whole lot lower because they do not consume as much energy. So that's the saving to the community and the school right there. It doesn't cost as much to run a Friday night game. And then you almost never replace them. Like, these light bulbs will go on for a while. So you'll look at, Dustin's worried about our battery pack. He's reading the number upside down. He's like, look, it says 26. I'm like, no, Dustin, flip it over. It's 92.
92.
So anyways, the fact that these light bulbs are not going to need to be replaced very often also saves on maintenance costs because
nobody wants to go up that pole, for one thing.
It's not like at home where you stand on a chair, which, by the way, is not safe. Use a proper step ladder. But you could stand on a chair and change the lights in your home. These, I used to pole vault for Bedford, and the highest vaulter that I ever coached was going around 15 feet. Yeah, he wasn't even halfway up the light pole when he vaulted.
Yeah, no.
So we're talking like you're going to need like a cherry picker or something crazy. And that's not something you can just send Coach Darman out to do or somebody like that.
He's pretty tall.
He's tall. I mean, he was my fifth grade teacher.
He and his kids, if they stood shoulder to if they stood on each other's shoulders, they might get up there.
If we get the whole Garmin family involved, maybe. But we're not going to be, and that's the thing I'm saying is the fact that we don't have to change them frequently saves on maintenance costs, saves on labor costs. So that's a second win for these lights. And I'd say they're lighting up the field pretty evenly and well.
Yeah, no, they look really good. 12 minutes on the third quarter game clock. Bedford going to kick the ball to Pioneer to start the third quarter. Decker on to kick the ball away for the Mules.
And thank you for allowing my nerdy talk.
No problem. He'll put a foot into this one. Line drive kick. Going to be fielded at about the 10-yard line on one bounce. And Farah, number 12 for the Pioneers.
Got a little pinball action there, bouncing around between tacklers. Looks like he's down around the 31 of Pioneer. We'll call it the 30 and a half. Not a bad pickup, but nothing to write home about.
1st and 10 for the Pioneers from the 31-yard line as they start their first drive of the second half. And not an impossible comeback here, but you got to think they want to start right here on this drive. Long drops the pass, picked off, and that is going to be our first pick six, I think. Nope, not quite. He's going to be dropped inside the 5. No, he's still on his feet. Is he into the house? No, he's going to be brought down at the 1-yard line. 24 for Bedford. Nathan Dotson.
And that was thrown right to him.
I mean, Dotson caught that.
Like, it was like he was running the route.
Oh, my gosh. That was usually Gossard, I think, with the interception. But, wow, he was gone.
Right in the breadbasket, in stride, kept it going back upfield, down to the 1. Again, like, that was like it was thrown to him.
So, wow, it's going to be 1st and goal for Bedford at the 1-yard line. 1st and goal from the 1. 11:39 to play, third quarter. And the Bedford Mules take the first play from scrimmage of the half for Pioneer and return an interception all the way down to the 1-yard line. Can the Mules capitalize? And that's a false start.
That's not going to help.
So that's going to back them up to the 6.
I mean, I think it's a case where emotions were kind of high. They were all excited. They're just like, yeah, let's get this in. Let's get these points. And false start.
Well, everybody moved but the center.
I mean, that's not a good sign.
So that's usually they've called it to snap it on one, and they snap it on, or the center thinks they're snapping it on two or whatever. So Gerber going to try this again now. First and goal from the 6-yard line. 11:37 to play here, third quarter. Bedford 14, Pioneer nothing. The Mules looking to put some more distance between themselves and Ann Arbor Pioneer. Przbilski in motion. They take the snap, going to give it off inside. Number 26, the ball carrier for Bedford, Robbie Gossard. And I think he got about a yard. It's going to be second down and goal from the 5-yard line.
Looks like it's still going to be like the 5.5, maybe 6.
Yeah, you got about a half a yard there. So the good news is it's only second down.
I mean, they're going to try to burn 4 minutes off the clock again, aren't they?
11:06 to play here in the third quarter. Bedford 14, Pioneer nothing. Bedford with the ball. Second down and goal at the Pioneer 6. Mules moving from left to right towards the east end zone. Gerber, the quarterback, under center. He's got Brueggemann behind him. Przbilski in motion. They pitch to Przbilski on the rocket sweep. He looks for the corner. He's in. Touchdown. Bedford Kicking Mules. Touchdown. Owen Przbilski from 6 yards out. And the Mules hit the scoreboard again. And it is 20-0 with the extra point pending. And now we're getting a little light show.
Yeah, I hope this is intentional. I was not expecting this.
Yeah, no, they did that on purpose.
Okay. You never know with new technology. But yeah, they're beautiful. Sweep to the side there. Saw the hole, executed, and 6 points.
So now Bedford going to attempt an extra point. This is Decker on to attempt it. Gerber to hold. Snap is back. It's down, and it's, wow.
Offsides.
Offsides here? Yep, that's offsides. So now does Phillips trot his offense back out there?
Yeah, it's a case where tried to jump the snap, just get across with full speed right at the right time, and about a whole second too early, so that was an easy one to call.
I'm going to get my first name pronunciation correction of the season here from my good friend Phyllis Boehm in just a moment. There's usually always one that I mess up.
Of course.
At least one. I'm not from these parts, y'all. Where I come from, everybody's last name's got one syllable, okay? It's either Smith, Jones, or Miller. I don't know. Kress. Snaps back, the kick is up, and it's good. With 10:45 remaining in the third quarter, Bedford 21, Ann Arbor Pioneer nothing. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Bedford Varsity Football on the home of the Kicking Mules.
Ready for our little forest adventure?
Yes! So much waiting for me. Yeah, I wanna go outside. I wanna be.
We're here.
Whoa, that was fast.
There's a forest closer than you think. Find a park or forest near you and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by USDA Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Let's be honest. The National Symphony may not be in his future, but he wanted to try violin. So you said yes because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more about keeping your kids safe in your vehicle at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Welcome back, and a really good kick return there by number 12 for Pioneer. That is Malik Farha. And he is going to have the ball out across the 40 to about the, 45-yard line? Is that where they're going to spot this football?
Looks like 46.
So 1st and 10 for the Pioneers from their own 46-yard line. 10:36 to play here in the third quarter. Bedford 21, Pioneer nothing after Bedford marched that last drive all of 1 yard.
Oh, that was a long drive for 1 yard.
And they're going to back this up now. There's a personal foul against Pioneer, so take that really, really good field position away. They're going to move this back to the 31, so now it's just marginally good field position. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Pioneers from their own 31-yard line. So, again, another Barney Fife moment for Ann Arbor Pioneer.
Well, the benefit of whenever it's special teams is it's not 15 yards more to get the first down. It just moves the ball back. You've got more field to cover, but you're not in the 1st and 25 hole.
Wong still back at quarterback for the Pioneers. He's got 3 receivers to the top side. He'll motion a back into the backfield. Off his left hip now, 1 receiver to the near side. Wong takes the snap, drops the pass. Snap almost got away from him. Now he's going to have to roll away from pressure. That's holding that they didn't call, and he is just going to get obliterated again. He just got lit up like a Christmas tree at the 30-yard line. Wow.
I mean, did anyone get the plate on that truck?
Oh.
You probably at home heard the reaction here in the press box.
Huss absolutely decleated him. I mean, he just got his bell rung.
I mean, let's make sure he's not seeing the 30s here.
He is seeing stars for sure on that one. Yeah. I think it was a clean hit.
It was a clean hit, but you can tell he's lumbering now. He's
trying
to get
his
head together.
He got hit pretty hard.
Bedford students, attention please. Bedford students, attention. You are not to go to the opposing side of the stands. Remain on the Bedford side.
All right, now they're going to have to. I think they're going to check him out. I think they're going to concussion protocol.
That's the right thing to do. You could tell he was not all there after that hit.
So number 8 for Pioneer, Tyler Craig, is going to check in. Number 5, Corey LaPointe checks in at quarterback for the Pioneers. Takes the snap, hands it off. Just absolutely drugged down by Huss again. And you've been saying his name all night long for the Mules. In on that tackle as well for Bedford, number 52.
Yeah, Hall and Huss there read that like a bedtime story.
Man alive.
They knew exactly where that story was going and got right to the plot.
3rd and 15 from the 26 for the Pioneers. Glad to see that Wong is back out there now. They checked him out quick. He's back out on the field now. 3rd down and long. 2 receivers to the near side, 3 up top for Wong on 3rd and 15.
Wong doesn't like something. He's checking with the sidelines here.
Back judge doesn't have the hand in the air just yet, so I think they're going to run this clock down and call timeout. Nope, they're going to change the play. I don't know what. He looked confused.
Yeah. I mean, he was clearly trying to get some guidance from the sideline, didn't seem to get much, and here we go.
Now the official's hand is in the air. Screen pass, incomplete. So it is 4th down, and he got hit again.
Yeah, he did not have time to really plant himself and pull the trigger. I mean,
Logan Lykowski just lit him up like a Christmas tree again.
I mean, he's getting arena football time.
Holy
in that
mackerel.
backfield. Like, it is like you need to get rid of that ball quick.
I mean, it's like 7-on-7 and throw the ball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, arena football.
So Bedford's got too many guys on the field. They're trying to run Shabilsky off. There's my name correction. I won't get it wrong again.
Yeah, you will.
Probably not. Not that one. I'll mess somebody else up. So Brueggemann goes back to return this, and wow, he took his sweet time getting rid of that. This is going to take a little bit of a Bedford hop, then a Pioneer hop. It'll fall down at about the 37-yard line of Bedford, and that's where the Mules take over 1st and 10 with 9:02 to play here in a third quarter that's not moving very fast.
No, I mean, it's a situation where you've had Pioneer with plenty of time with possession, and them being more a throwing team. I mean, when it's an incomplete pass, as we all know, that stops the clock. And if you really study out what a running game does to a clock, it is brutal. The amount of time that burns off between downs.
So 1st down and 10 for the Mules at their own 37-yard line. 9:02 to play here in the third quarter. Bedford 21, Pioneer nothing. 1 receiver splits each way here on 1st and 10 for Luke Gerber. And wow. He fumbled the snap. Made something out of it though. Got it back up to about the 39. Called a gain of 2. That could have easily been disaster there. So a good job making something out of nothing for Gerber. But they've got some work to do getting that snap procedure down so that they stop having problems there with the exchange.
Yeah, Gerber's had about 2 now where it was kind of fumbled at the snap, but he was able to quickly recover. But recovering a fumbled snap is not nearly as fast as getting it right the first time there. So that cost the Bedford Mules a little time in developing a play like that. And with plays like that, it needs to be buttery smooth in the execution. You do not have the leeway of that you're seeing they need.
Gerber takes the snap, keeps himself on the option there. I think he's going to get across the 40. They're going to say the 41 is where he's brought down there. So call that another gain of 2.
Yeah.
So it'll be 3rd and 6.
Well, that's a good spot there. Headed up. Looked like it might have been a handoff, but I think Pioneer's getting wise to that play. They're watching the quarterback the entire way through. And that's what's making it hard for Gerber to kind of break out, get 4 or 5 yards.
So 3rd and 6 for the Mules from their own 41-yard line. 7:45 to go here in the third quarter. Bedford leads 21-0. One receiver splits each way for Lucas Gerber on 3rd down. Then Shabilsky in motion. They pitch to Shabilsky. He looks for the corner. He's got the corner. Shabilsky at midfield at the 45 at the 40. He's brought down across the 40 of Pioneer down to about the 36, maybe the 37-yard line. Big gainer there, and Shabilsky has been the go-to guy every time they've needed a big play around that side all night long.
Well, that was just bad defense by Pioneer. Whenever Shabilsky said,
you know they're going to call that play.
You know that's what's going to happen. As soon as he makes that move in that formation, Bedford has pitched to him pretty much every time, and they basically ignore him every time. You've seen it. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. That's what Pioneer is right now. Just some shame on not getting that.
Gerber takes the snap, gives it off inside to Brueggemann. Brueggemann breaks free. Brueggemann at the 30. Oh, man, he had one man to beat. And he got spun down by the last possible defender there at the 27-yard line. And that's a first down.
A nice combat roll to end that play, though. I mean,
True.
He was ready to keep going, and that's what you like to see. Even though he was down before that, the dude was fired up. He was ready to go, so don't be too surprised if they go back to him again here.
1st and 10 for the Mules at the 28-yard line of Pioneer. 6:29 to play here in the third quarter. Bedford already leads 21-0. Lucas Gerber, the quarterback, brings his Mules to the line of scrimmage. He's going to split 2 receivers to the top of the formation, 1 to the near side. He'll take the snap, going to throw the ball, and that's going to be,
Borsch pass there.
Borsch on the screen, got inside the 25, maybe the 24-yard line.
And traditionally, when you have a screen pass like that, you have your receivers there do more blocking. I only saw one of the receivers out there to the left actually do much blocking. Had the other one been able to block a little bit better, might have gotten a few more yards.
There is a flag down on this play over on that far sideline. I didn't even see it come out.
Oh, yeah.
Are they going to call this a late hit?
I'm guessing probably a late hit.
Or a face mask? I mean,
more likely.
Just where that's at.
Yeah, more likely. I'm thinking that might be a late hit.
They're talking a lot about it.
I mean, they're exchanging dinner plans down there right now, so might be a moment.
Forest View might be the move here for these guys here in a little while. Dead ball for unsportsmanlike conduct against the Mules. Oh, that hurts. Oh, nope, they're going to say against Pioneer, so they offset. Okay. So that play won't count. They're going to run it again.
I mean,
so
that explains the conference call that they had, is they were making sure everyone dotted their I's. They had a full count of everything, and unsportsman offsetting penalties.
So first down was so nice, they're going to do it twice, I think, right?
Seems like it. Well, second.
They got it marked down here at 2nd down and 5. Oh, so they get the play after the play. Okay. So 2nd down and 5 for the Mules at the Pioneer 23. 6:07 to play here in the third quarter. 2 receivers up top, 1 to the near side for Lucas Gerber. Sends a man in motion, takes the snap, going to give it off inside on that little counter look. Wow. Still on his feet. I can't even see who the ball carrier was. Was it Borsch again?
I think so.
And Borsch is down inside the 20 to the 19. Call that a gain of 4. Going to be about a yard short here, 3rd and 1.
Yeah, this situation, Bedford's going for it. It's too far to kick the field goal, too close to punt.
And it's only 3rd down.
Yeah, it's only, that too. I'm just saying, my brain's running ahead on this.
Okay.
Should it get stopped, that's where you're going to be.
So 3rd and a yard from the 19 of Pioneer for the Mules. 5:30 to play. Third quarter, Bedford 21, Pioneer nothing. Gerber under center. Going to bring a man in motion, takes the snap. Going to give it off inside. That's a first down.
Oh,
I think.
Let's see.
Maybe not.
It might be a hair short.
Going to be an interesting spot here. Nope, 4th down.
Yeah.
They didn't get it.
See, this is what I was saying the last go. You're
All
going to
right.
be too close to punt, too far for field goal.
No gain.
And you've got a yard to just hammer it forward.
So you got to think Bedford saying it's a yard, guys.
They're going for it.
Well, of course they're going for it, but like you're telling that offensive line it's a yard.
Just push.
It's a yard.
They're going to go for it.
Of course they are.
So 4th and a yard from the 19. Gerber under center, takes the snap, gonna pitch it. Wow, that's a bold call, but it's not. And there's another Bedford touchdown. This time, Tyler Borst from 19 yards out, and the Mules hit the scoreboard again, and it is 27-0. And the route is on here in Temperance.
It was a bold play. It panned out, but that was a bold choice in that situation. And I think, kind of that whole reverse psychology. Pioneer probably thinking what we're thinking. They're just going to push the pile, so go around the pile.
Well, here's the other part of that. Pioneer thought, you know what, they're going to hand it to the fullback.
Yeah.
I mean, what's Bedford's tendency on 4th and 1?
Punch it.
Punch it up the gut there, right?
Yeah.
So they switched it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Can't say that I think it's a bad play call.
I mean,
it worked.
The results speak for themselves.
Exactly. So Gerber to hold, Decker on to attempt the extra point. Snap is back, put it down, the kick is up, and no good. Off the upright. Folks, there are 4 minutes and 34 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Your score, Bedford 27, and Arbor Pioneer nothing. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Bedford Varsity Football on the home of the Bedford Kicking Mules.
Hey, Dad, your prescription will be ready in just a minute. Hey, Dad, your laundry will be ready in just a minute. Dad, your lunch will be ready in just a minute.
Hey, honey, why don't you take a minute? When you help care for a loved one, you give them as much time as you can. But it's just as important to take time for yourself. AARP can help. Find free care guides to support you and your loved one at aarp.org/caregiving. That's aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
So the kickoff return has been Pioneer's best play pretty much all night long. So Farha returns that one out across the 35 again, I think, here. So that's going to be first down and 10 for the Pioneers. Pretty good field position here out of about the, we'll call it the 40-yard line?
Yeah, it looks like a little shy of the 40 here. I mean, yeah, it's been great kickoff returns, but, I mean...
Lots of kickoff.
And it doesn't matter if you can't get the ball the rest of the way. You could get to the 10-yard line, and if you don't get it in, who cares?
So 27-0 Mules your score, as Wong has 5 receivers in the formation here on first down. He'll take the snap, going to keep it himself on the quarterback run there. And I don't think he got much. He might have gotten half a yard.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to give him a yard there. And that's a situation where we have seen Wong with an empty backfield quite a bit tonight. There once again with 5 receivers there. And when you see that, you think pass. Shook it up a little bit. Quarterback keeper up the middle there. Got himself a yard for the stat book, but need a little bit more than that to get the first down.
We got a mule with a hitch in his giddy up coming off the sideline here. Hall is going to step out here, and it'll be second down and 9. They're going to give Wong a gain of 1 yard there on that last play, and I can understand the play call because Bedford's has been blitzing all night long, has been really aggressive with the pass rush. So the thought process there is you just run past it, but he ran straight into the teeth of that defense.
Yeah, that's a kind of play that it's tough to pull around because, like you said, the blitz comes in, closes in the pocket from the sides. So if you can get out north, then you're golden, but you got the line still right up north. So you need to get lucky, find a hole, and exploit that.
3:57 to play here in the third quarter. Bedford 27, Pioneer nothing. Mules on defense. Pioneer with the football moving from right to left towards the west end zone, and the scoreboard here on the brand new turf under the brand new lights at Groganstown Field. Long with the back on each side. Pass in the air on the screen there, and it's well defended again, except for the ball carrier spun away from the first tackle. Joe Bonenberger gets up to about the 45, so call that a gain of 4, and it's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Pioneers.
Yeah, just a case where the Mules came charging, got that pass off, and just being a little slippery. This is one of the things I've heard debates. Should quarterbacks get yards after carry or catch on their stats? And that's a case where, yeah, the quarterback didn't earn half those yards. That was the receiver the whole way.
5 wide receivers in the formation for Wong. Takes the snap, drops straight back to pass. Screen in the air, and he is plowed by, that was Bruggeman with the tackle. And Bedford knew that was what was happening there. They knew that was the play call. They read it really well.
Yeah, I mean, that's the case where Pioneer has been not been able to protect the pocket whatsoever tonight. So that's what they're kind of going with these screen passes here, because then you don't have to worry about protecting the pocket. But if you know the screen's coming, it's really easy to defend against.
So Bedford is going to come over to the sideline as Pioneer takes their first time out of the second half. There's 2:40 remaining here in the third quarter. Bedford leads 27-0. It was 14-0 at the half. Bedford took Pioneer's first offensive play of the third quarter as an interception all the way down to the 1-yard line, punched it in a couple plays later. Pioneer got the ball back, had to punt it back to the Mules. Bedford drove the length of the field again and put it in, and that's where we are right now. 27-0 Mules, your score, with 2:40 to play here in quarter number 3. Dustin Kress and Dan Roth here with you tonight. Joe Kuchar back at Mission Control, and we are certainly glad that you've chosen to make us a part of your Friday evening. It's really great to be back home tonight.
Isn't it? Beautiful field, beautiful lights, beautiful score.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a beautiful score.
They gave us a great homecoming night here. Well, it's not homecoming, but of sorts, it's a homecoming for us, I suppose. After a couple of years off, the team is back together, and we're excited to be with you.
Something like that. We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
I'm excited.
I'm having fun. I got an Americano I've been drinking that's been delightful. Got a great football game. Beautiful evening.
Hanging out with your friends.
Yeah, it's a little humid.
We don't get to see each other that often anymore.
We don't. You live off in Narnia, so we don't get to very often.
Narnia, a.k.a. Perrysburg.
That's Narnia in my book. You're on the wrong side of the Michigan.
I am now one of those people.
One of those people. William Hazard Perry. Commodore Perry.
Oliver Hazard Perry.
Oliver Hazard Perry. The other one, no, there's 2 Perrys.
Okay. Well, the Commodore is Oliver Hazard Perry.
Yeah. There are 2 Perrys, though. I remember that and being confused for the longest time.
That's why it's Perry's. No, it's not. It's not plural Perrysburg. It's possessive, but there's no apostrophe.
I think one was the dad to the other. Now I feel like I'm failing as a history teacher.
And it's Fort Meigs.
And I haven't taught history in a while, though, so that's why.
I don't know. We're just winging it as we go along here.
I work in IT now.
And I am the director of operations for a property management company.
Why does your title sound more fun than mine?
Why does my job title sound more glamorous than it is?
That's how they get you.
That's exactly right. No, the paycheck is how they get you, and I'll take that. So
there you go.
Thankful to have it. We are excited to be with you tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks to my wife for letting me out of the house.
Indeed.
And my son.
Indeed.
For letting me out of the house. Grayson's almost 3. He'll be 3 here in October. Hard to believe.
Time flies, I'm telling you. I mean, I think of, these players out here. I knew one of the kids out there on the field right there, Cole Bartlett. I've known him since he was, 4. So for me, it's okay, now this guy's a senior playing for Bedford.
Well, I'm wondering if the Decker kid is one of the sons of one of the Deckers that we grew up with.
I mean, there's a high possibility.
And there's probably more.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing people in the crowd here today that. This makes me feel old, but I see them and I'm just they still come to the games. And I look at the roster and I see their last name. I'm like, how much you want to bet that's a nephew or a son?
Is it interesting that we've been sitting in the same corner of this stadium for 20?
I mean, let's not talk the years.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say I'm surprised they haven't
20,
put our names
almost
on this.
25 years.
We're not talking about the years.
We haven't made a generous contribution yet.
25 years is
Well,
a generous
sure.
contribution.
They don't think that. I don't know. I don't know why my name's on the chair. I gave my chair to somebody else.
And we've had a lot of fun. I'm just now thinking of the coach. What was it?
Moran?
No, I think it was in Dexter.
Oh.
Where it was like, this is the coach's booth when we went to
No, it wasn't Dexter. It was Tecumseh.
Tecumseh, I knew it was
the guy kept kicking the power on our box, and we kept losing our broadcast feed because he kept cutting it off. I thought Murphy was going to drive to Tecumseh and kill that guy.
And we live and we learn. That's why we're battery powered right now.
Joe Kuchar upping our technology game so we could broadcast from literally anywhere.
I mean, not anywhere.
Pretty much.
I'd have a hard time from Antarctica, but yeah.
2:40 to play here in the third quarter after feels like that was a long time out, right?
No, I feel like we just had an opportunity to watch Lord of the Rings Extended Edition, and now we're coming back to the football game.
So 4th down and 6 for the Pioneers from their own 44-yard line. The officials are counting players.
They're having a conversation, that's for sure.
4th and 6 from the Pioneer 44. One running back off the left hip of Wong. 3 receivers up top, one to the near side. Pass rush comes, ball in the air for the Mules, and that is tipped away by Shabilsky, who's had a really good football game tonight, and it is going to be Bedford's football in Pioneer territory.
And Shabilsky with perfect coverage on that. Looked to the ball, only made a play for the ball, and that's how you avoid the PI. That's how you make it an incomplete.
Here's something else that will be of note to all of you. Shabilsky's a sophomore.
Wow. He's a big boy for
He's
a sophomore.
a sophomore.
He's a big boy for a sophomore.
1st and 10 Mules from the Pioneer 44, 2:33 to play here in the third quarter, and Bedford has made a change at quarterback. They're going to give it off, and that is going to be a huge gainer for number 44 for the Mules, the fullback on that play. This roster has got to go. Poignan, the ball carrier, and the new quarterback for the Mules is number 36 on the field, Brody Leonard.
Yeah, we're getting to the point of the game where you're up 27-0. We're coming to the closing minutes of the third quarter. It's a really good time to start rotating your players, get fresh players in there, not only for the rest, but also the experience.
Leonard takes the snap and then pitch it on the option there to number 18, the ball carrier for the Mules. And now I've got to do some work. I had some names memorized, and now I got to start over. Austin Mazzaros, the ball carrier there for Bedford, down inside the 20.
Austin's a good kid. I've met him before. He's a good kid. But that pitch, that was almost like a basketball from the chest pass. And just fun to see when, players do things a little bit differently.
So a gain of 4 on that last play makes it 2nd down and 6 from the Pioneer 18. Leonard, the quarterback in the game for the Mules, one receiver each way. Pointing behind him. He's going to hand that off inside to Poignan again, and he's going to be down inside the 15-yard line. Call that a gain of about 3 more. It's going to be 3rd and 3, maybe 3rd and 2, depending on the spot of this football. They're going to spot it actually at about the 14-yard line. So call that a gain of 4. Makes it 3rd down and 2. As we get ready to go, under a minute remaining here in the third quarter. Bedford leads this one 27-0, and the Mules once again in the Pioneer red zone. Brody Leonard, the quarterback for Bedford, on 3rd down and 2. Poignan behind him. One receiver split each way. Takes the snap. Gives it off inside. And that's going to be down inside the 10 to about the 11-yard line.
Yeah, that's going to bring up 1st down with 36 seconds left here and rolling. So looks like the Mules, barring a touchdown here, going to end the quarter with the ball in the red zone.
And the Mules get another score. You can pretty much say goodnight.
Good night.
I don't know that they're going to snap this again.
No, it doesn't look like they have any intention to do so.
We've played 36 minutes in Temperance, and at the end of the third quarter, your score, Bedford 27, Ann Arbor Pioneer nothing. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Bedford Varsity Football on the home of the Kicking Mules.
if you love them enough to listen to them practice the same song on tuba.
Please be done.
Over and over and over and over and over, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Sounds good, honey.
Check today at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
It was. Welcome back to Groganstown Field at Bedford Community Stadium. Bedford 1 quarter away from pitching a shutout tonight. I had to check back in the statistics, and since we didn't cover the 2021 season, I didn't know this. So here's something else I didn't know. Bedford beat Utica Ford 54-0 on this field a year ago.
Man, I feel like we're getting last season's highlights in a previously on thing this game.
Leonard takes the snap, going to keep it himself on the quarterback keeper, going to be dropped at about the 10-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard there for Leonard on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Again, Brody Leonard is checked in at quarterback for the Mules. He's a freshman. He wears number 36.
Yeah, and Brody there tried 2 different doors, knocked on the first one, nothing there, spun around to the next door, nothing there, but did manage to get a yard out of it.
Absolutely. 11:30 to play here in your ball game. Bedford 27, Ann Arbor Pioneer nothing. Leonard brings the Mule offense to the line of scrimmage on 2nd down. He takes the snap, gives it off inside to Poignan, who's going to move forward, and I think he's going to get forward progress to maybe the 6 or 7-yard line. Gain of a couple more. Nope. I guess they brought him down to the 6. They're going to call this the 6-yard line. Good field position, or good spot there, I guess.
Yeah, definitely a favorable Bedford spot. I didn't think he got
I thought it was 7, really.
But still, 3rd and...
We're going to call it 3rd and 6.
So
certainly 4-down territory. You're not going to kick a field goal up 27 points. You've got a freshman quarterback in the game. Leonard takes the snap. And,
nothing doing.
Nope. Maybe a yard there for Poignan.
If that. At least got back to the line of scrimmage. So we at least have that, though, but that does bring up 4th down, and we'll see what the Mules do as a
tough crowd.
They'll come in.
It's a tough crowd.
Of course it is.
There's my second pronunciation correction tonight. Listen, I about got in a fist fight with a guy from Pioneer once for them saying the word Hullabarger.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I almost got thrown out of the press box. In fact, that was the last time we were ever welcome on the home side at Pioneer.
I was ready to pop popcorn and just watch it all go down.
That guy was like, "It's not." I'm like, "It is." Do you see my shirt? Where do you think I'm from? He's had 4 brothers come through here.
Yeah, and it looks like Bedford's
they are going to kick a field goal.
So, and this is the case. Get the practice in now.
And Decker's kick is up, and it's good. From 25 yards out, Bedford now leads 30-0 with 9:23 to go. And the Mules lead 30-0. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Bedford Varsity Football on the home of the Mules.
To your children's eyes to see the true magic of a forest. It's a storybook world for them. You look and see a tree. They see the wrinkled face of a wizard with arms outstretched to the sky. They see treasure in pebbles. They see a windy path that could lead to adventure. And they see you, their fearless guide through this fascinating world.
Find a forest near you and start exploring at discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Pa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse?
Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph, when blam! Ran right into the side of the saloon.
Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Groganstown Field at Bedford Community Stadium as the Mules kick the ball back to Pioneer. Again, good kickoff coverage that time for Bedford, and it'll be stopped at about the Malik Farrell will be stopped at the 25-yard line that time. The tackle for Bedford by number 5, Brendan Korsnack. Not Cornsnack. I apologize.
Wow, Dustin, you and the names today.
I'm going to H-E, you know where. First and 10 for the Pioneers from their own 26-yard line, 9:15 to play. Bedford 30, Pioneer nothing. That's the first snap they've taken from under center tonight. There's the ball, and wow.
I think we understand why that's the first time they've taken it under center.
They tried to pitch it back to the running back, and then
it went horribly wrong for Pioneer.
Wong had to fall on it. We're going to call that a loss of 6 yards on the play. It is 2nd and 16 from the 20-yard line. 8:52 to go. Bedford 30, Pioneer nothing.
Yeah, pitch just went over the head of the back, and it was just a loose scramble, try to get on the ball. Pioneer, to their credit, got on it, but not without losing a handful of yards.
So 2nd down and 16. Wong now back in the shotgun. 2 receivers each way. They'll bring one of them in motion. They're going to fake the give. He's going to throw the ball. Pass is complete. Going to get back to about the 25. I think he's going to be about a yard short of the original line of scrimmage. I think this is going to be a gain of about 5, maybe 6. I guess they gave him 6.
Yeah.
It's going to be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, and that was an excellent reception. Ball was thrown behind the receiver. He was able to twist around, get it, and then still get a few yards upfield. So credit where it's due.
So 3rd down and 10 for the Pioneers from their own 26-yard line. 8 minutes to play in the ball game. Bedford 30, Pioneer nothing. Wong has gone the whole way except for one snap at quarterback. He stands with 2 receivers each way and a running back off his right hip. Going to drop the pass. Pressure comes again, and he is almost just obliterated in the backfield again, but he gets free and across the 30-yard line. But it's going to be 4th down again for the Pioneers. And Bedford's defense has just been in Pioneer's offensive backfield all night long.
Yeah, I mean, defense, it's almost a cliche. It's said so much. But defense
Pioneer's
wins.
going for this?
What choice do they have, Dustin?
Well, I mean, I don't know why you would want to give Bedford the ball back at your 30-yard line.
I mean, what choice
I
do
guess
they
it
have
doesn't
there?
matter at this point.
So, yeah, this is a point, though, where it's starting to become academic. Let's get these kids a few more snaps. Let's work out some of the kinks because not to be too much of a Debbie Downer, but Pioneer lost this one.
So 2 receivers each way, a running back off the left hip of Wong on 4th and 6 from the Pioneer 30. Now they're going to look over to the sideline again. I think they're going to change this play up, and they're taking a lot of time here, but they haven't. The back judge doesn't have his hand in the air yet. 6:55 to go. Wong takes the snap. Pressure comes. That's holding that they didn't call. And that one's complete. Nice pass.
Yep. Threaded the needle there, going over the head of number 16 there for Bedford. And just perfectly thrown pass there to get the first down and then some.
Now, of note, Pioneer still has their starters in the game, and Bedford has backups in the game, for sure, at this point.
I mean, true.
6:27 to play here in the 4th quarter. Bedford 30, Pioneer nothing. Wong, the quarterback. Flag on the play. Illegal procedure. Against who?
Pioneer.
Everybody was clapping.
And again, I don't have enough evidence to convict, but it looked like it was Liam Rower of Pioneer. Just moved a little bit too early there, and that's something the line has to have down cold.
Is that like a boat rower?
R-O-H-E-R, row.
I was saying row the boat.
Yeah, we don't talk about that team, Dustin. Did you forget?
The Gophers?
We don't talk about them.
Okay. 1st and 15 for Pioneer from their own 48-yard line as we roll under 6 minutes to play here in Temperance. Bedford leads it 30-0. Wong takes the shotgun snap, drops straight back to pass. Pressure comes again. Ball in the air. That's interference on Bedford, and he caught it anyway. Yeah, That
was textbook pass interference, so that was an easy call for the official to make there.
Michael Chambers III going to get flagged for interference. Cullen Wellman, the reception there for Pioneer, is going to put the Pioneers in the red zone, I think, here. Depending on the call, I think this is going against Bedford.
Undoubtedly.
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Undoubtedly. Penalty declined. Still a first down. Great reception. I'm hearing some people
the coaches
disagree,
didn't like the call,
but that was textbook pass interference.
I mean,
even then it was declined, so
I don't know.
Comes out the same way.
That was pass interference.
Yes.
1st and 10 for the Pioneers from the Bedford 21. 5:37 to play. Wong takes the snap, drops the pass. Pass complete. No, dropped.
Dropped it.
Well, hit him right in the breadbasket.
Yeah, hate to see that. Right in the hands. Worst place, apparently, to hit the receiver sometimes. Just could not keep a hold of it. I think it's a case where his head was turning upfield before the ball.
He was like, I'm going to score, and they dropped the ball.
He put, it's like keeping your head down in golf. You pull it too early, and bad things happen. You turn your head upfield.
I must always pull it too early.
Well, that could be part of the problem. We can work on that.
2nd down and 10 for the Bedford 21. 5:32 to play in the fourth quarter. Bedford 30, Pioneer nothing. Bedford looking to move to 2-0 on the young season. Dexter, the opponent, a week from tonight. Wong, the quarterback for Pioneer, takes the snap, drops the pass, pressure comes. He dumps it off. Nice gainer. 1st and goal for the Pioneers. Reception by number 31, Samuel Bonasso. And he'll be brought down at about the 10-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal for the Pioneers after the 11-yard gain.
Yeah, I'm seeing a little fire come out of the Mules, but at this point, doesn't matter too much when you're up 30. I mean, it does kind of reduce injuries. The track coach in me kind of was bothered by
I jinxed it.
You jinxed it, Dustin.
Oh, here's another flag.
Yeah.
We're going to have an illegal motion. The official called, the head referee called it. Oh, illegal substitution against the Mules. Too many men on the field. They didn't get somebody off in time. So it'll be 1st and goal inside the 10. Probably half the distance.
Looks like they're going to bring it down to about the 5-yard line. So
half
first
the distance
goal
to the goal. So 1st and goal from the 5 for Pioneer. 5:24 to go. Bedford 30, Pioneer nothing, but they're looking to get on the scoreboard and get off the schneid here, in the words of the famous Chris Berman. And Pioneer has called timeout. Dan, why don't we use this opportunity to talk about your lucrative coffee business?
So I like coffee. I don't know if you knew that or not, but I like coffee. It actually started with me having a health response to commodity coffee, like it would make me sick. So
the best part of waking up was not Folgers in your cup?
No, that's a bad morning for me. So I kind of got into specialty coffee. The only thing is that kind
We're
of
going to
pricey.
get sued.
Well, I mean, I'm just giving my honest opinion.
Okay.
Not for me.
Not going to get sued by all 8 of you who are listening, by the way.
I mean, it's like, people who have celiac disease. They don't like bread. Bad things happen when they drink bread. Similar
it's
for
like
me.
when Reagan didn't like broccoli or whatever it was.
So similar for me with that, like, commodity coffee, which is kind of, that generally mass-produced stuff. So I started roasting my own coffee, specialty coffee. And if you want some, like, Dan Good coffee, dangoodco.com, and you can get yourself some single origin, freshly roasted coffee, roasted on your order. So dangoodco.com.
1st and goal for Pioneer at the 4-yard line. Ball in the air, pass is almost intercepted, incomplete, and almost picked off right at the goal line there by Bedford, number 86 for the Mules, Labadie. Consequently, that was my jersey number when I played football.
I mean, and that's my favorite, pass defense is you hit them right as they get the ball. The timing's perfect. It pops out. You get a nice hit. It's fun to watch.
And when I say I played football, I was on the team 1 year, JV, in South Carolina. Oh, there's a touchdown. Ocean Brabs from 4 yards out breaks the scoreless streak for Pioneer, and it is now 30-6 with the extra point pending, and they may be going for 2.
Ocean doing a little showboating there on the 3-yard line. He knew he was clear. He did a little bit of a dance in there and then just kind of walked it in.
You know, when you're getting your butt kicked, I don't really get the whole celebration dance.
Like scoreboard.
Yeah.
Scoreboard.
Like, here, let me show you something. So Pioneer scores with 5:12 to play in the ball game. It's 30-6. They're going to go for 2. Why not?
Again, I mean, a lot of this is academic at this point. If you want to use the rest of this game to try things out, now's the time.
Wong takes the snap, going to pitch it back, and they're going to get it. Nope. They stopped him short of the goal line. 2-point conversion attempt is no good. With 5:12 remaining in the ballgame, your score, Bedford 30, Ann Arbor Pioneer 6. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Bedford Varsity Football on the home of the Bedford Kicking Mules.
And what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the Lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care would love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Come join them, right? Welcome back to Groganstown Field at Bedford Community Stadium. Bedford going to take a kickoff for only the second time tonight. They got the opening kickoff, and the kickoff team for Pioneer has been not very busy.
I'm okay with that.
Ocean Brabs on to kick the ball away for Pioneer. And the Mules get ready to take this. I'm imagining this is probably going to be an onside kick.
Again, this is, academic. Just try stuff.
Wow. Okay.
That was fun. Throw that flag.
They can't do it.
Throw that flag. Case of, Pioneer trying to do some fun stuff, running up to the line, running back, running up to the line, running back.
They went too far.
One of the players just went a little too far when Red Rover called him over, and that's a 5-yard penalty.
So Brendan Korsnack back to field this kick for Bedford, but I don't think it's going to make it all the way back to Brendan.
Now that they had their fun, you never know, but yeah.
Well, so now they're kicking it off from the 35-yard line. 5:12 to go here in your ballgame. Bedford 30, Ann Arbor Pioneer 6. Bedford's next opponent, Dexter, coming here next Friday night, ahead of Ann Arbor Skyline 45-0 this evening. So similar to the game we've watched.
I think they might win that one.
Yeah, they might. They've got a lead by a hair there.
Good chance.
So now Ocean Brabs comes on to kick this again, and this time he's going to kick it deep. Korsnack going to field it at about the 7-yard line. He's out across the 20, out across the 25, out across the 30. Going to be brought down at about the 35-yard line. So Korsnack gets a good return there, and it'll be first down and 10 for Bedford with 5:05 to play, and the Mules lead 30-6.
Now it's going to be interesting to see what personnel the Mules put on the field here. Still up a good deal here. 5:05 left on the clock here. Maybe the last possession the Mules have.
You don't
tonight.
want to turn it over here, though.
You don't want to turn it over. But still, again, this is good in-game practice for a lot of these athletes.
Different quarterback again, or is this still?
I can't tell from this angle.
Oh, that's another new quarterback in the game for the Mules. This is not Leonard anymore. This is number 30 for Bedford.
As we play our Where's Waldo of our...
Drew Logsden, the quarterback for the Mules, number 30.
Yep, sophomore for Bedford.
Getting lots of kids some playing time tonight, which is great to see. That play was a gain of 6 yards there. Logsden, your quarterback for the Mules. I think Korsnack might be the fullback behind him. They bring a man in motion. They take the snap. They're going to pitch around the corner here, looking for the edge. They got the edge. Nice run there by number 18 for the Mules. That's Austin Mazzaros.
Yeah, Austin with great speed there. I need to talk to him about running for track because he had a blown block there.
And he still got around it.
That speed. Austin, we're going to talk later about you running track for Bedford because, dang.
So Bedford picks up a first down to their own 47-yard line, 4:05 to play, and we have an injured Pioneer, and the clock will stop with 4:04 to play. Bedford looks to move to 2-0. Pioneer going to fall to 0-2 after this game tonight. Some really interesting college football this weekend. I guess the most interesting game this weekend is Notre Dame and Ohio State.
There's nothing interesting about that. I can't stand either team. Can
well,
they both lose?
Yeah, that's like when Clemson plays
Auburn,
Alabama.
Bama. Okay, yeah.
But can they just both lose?
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, you just got to think about or when Central and Eastern play.
I mean, I don't hate Eastern.
Okay.
That's the thing.
Or when Bowling Green plays. I don't know.
I don't hate Bowling Green or anyone other.
Nobody looks good in orange.
I mean, that's true. I'm not saying fashion-wise, yes, not the best, but I don't have issues with them. It's just those people in Mount Pleasant and
not so pleasant.
That school
that school up north.
I was conditioned for years to just despise. And I still do.
3:55 to play in the ball game. Bedford leads 30-6. Logs in the quarterback. They're going to hand it off up the middle.
35 there.
35, the ball carrier. Who we got?
I mean, again, we're playing Where's Waldo. And for those at home who are tuning in late, the roster we've given for Bedford, normally rosters, the numbers are in order.
Brandon Rozek. Let's go, Brandon.
This is a case where the numbers aren't in order. It's more by last name. Well, class, then last name, and then number. So it's a little difficult for us.
2nd and 7 from the 50-yard line. Logs in, takes the snap. Going to keep it. Nope, now he's going to pitch. That's Mazzaros again. Mazzaros breaks tackles and going to get pushed out of bounds into Pioneer territory down to about the, 47-yard line. We're going to call that a gain of maybe 3?
Yeah, looks
maybe
like
4? 3.
Yep, going to be the 47 of Pioneer, so that's going to bring up 3rd and 4-ish.
3rd and 4 for the Mules at the 47 of Pioneer. Now they're going to spot this back at the 40. Oh,
yep,
the 47.
Yep, it's more like 5.
No, that's the 48. So they sat the ball down.
Yeah, oh yeah. I can count.
Got an injured Mule?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. They're sending the teams to their sidelines, but I did not see a timeout called.
Somebody call timeout?
I mean, that's...
there's an injured... There's an injury over here on the near sideline.
Oh, okay. So, give these players a break here. And again, Dustin, just kind of looking at this game, Bedford very dominant, but still there are a number of mistakes that have been made tonight.
Yeah.
Really, these need to be ironed out this week at practice, and I'm sure Coach Phillips is going to really go to tape, look at the little errors and the big errors, because, again, next week's opponent, Dexter, not exactly slackers, so definitely want to be on your game next week. And as I understand, we're broadcasting that one.
Yeah, I believe we are.
So tune in next week as well, where we will be covering the Bedford-Dexter game, or Dexter-Bedford, because it's here, right?
It is here.
It is here. All right. See, I pay attention. And we'll have that coverage starting around 6:45, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Hopefully I can be here earlier next week.
All right. So, again, next week, 6:45, tune in for what's sure to be a very competitive football game between your Bedford Kicking Mules and the Dexter Dreadnoughts.
The things I never had to do in the past, which was go pick my child up from daycare, take him to his mom before I come here.
It adds a scheduling complexity.
So lots of things I didn't have to do back when we used to do this regularly.
And meanwhile, I no longer have to drive here from Perrysburg, but you do.
Yeah, that's true. My office is in Maumee.
Okay.
But if I ever...
That's not much better.
No, it's literally 3 miles from my house. So the last year... So speaking of Perrysburg, Maumee, this is the last year for the Ding Dong Bell rivalry.
Wow.
Maumee leaving the NLL next year to go to the whatever conference, the Northern Buckeye Conference. They're going to be in the same league as Eastwood, Lake Genoa, Bowling Green's in the NLL, I think. Yeah. So nobody here cares.
It's south of the border. I don't care.
So Perrysburg going to actually be in the same conference as Whitmer. That's where I was going with that, because Whitmer joins the NLL next year.
Oh, that'll be fun. Whitmer, for some of the youngins.
That school down south.
For some of the youngins who weren't around for the GLL days, Whitmer was Bedford's big rival, and we haven't played them since.
Thank God.
We left the GLL and joined the SEC. That was around
2000.
Around 2000, yeah. I'm thinking 2001 because my brain's on track schedule.
No, so it was before that. So my
it would have been 2000 track season, so 99 football season.
So it was actually the year before. So 98 would have been our last year in the GLL.
Was it?
97 was the last year they won the GLL, 7-2 under Ray Moran, and
2000 would have been
2000. We were
our first season in SEC because the 2000. Again, this is my stupid memory. 2000, I won a GLL championship.
So the 2000 football season
would have been our first in the SEC.
Yes, that is correct.
See, I know things.
And Bedford's record was 2-7.
And I know this because I won the GLL championship.
Do you know who those 2 wins were against that year?
No idea.
Saline.
Okay.
And Clio.
I remember Clio.
Bedford didn't score. This is the game we were referencing earlier until the 3rd game of the season. They scored against Adrian. It was 35-0 when Bedford finally scored, and Rob Watson drew the infamous school bus on the teleprompter that he got in trouble for.
Okay, that'll live in infamy.
3rd and 5. Logsdon takes the snap, hands it off inside. That's another first down for Bedford inside the 40. Rosick, the ball carrier, down to the 40-yard line. Call it a gain of 8 yards. Move the chains for a Bedford first down. And the Mules have the ball moving from right to left towards the west end zone with 2:45 to play. And the Mules lead 30-6. Logsdon, the quarterback, sends a receiver to the other side of the formation, reaches under center, takes the snap, gonna give it off inside again. Steady goes to that fullback. Rosick, the ball carrier again, down to about the 36-yard line, maybe the 37. Timeout called by Pioneer. Interesting. Holmes, the tackler for the Pioneers.
Yeah, and again, like I said, at this point in the game, it's pretty much academic. It's a practice in motion of sorts. The game's actually on. You're in your full pad. You're playing against a, for lack of a better term, foreign opponent. It's not your classmates. So it's really a chance to kind of try new players, try new things, kind of have those discussions with your athletes on things you're seeing on the fly and seeing how well they can adjust on the fly. Where if you look at film this week, they've got a whole week to forget the lessons they taught. So it's a question of, okay, this player, I saw you make this mistake. This down, don't make that same mistake, and seeing how coachable they can be.
Bedford football trivia. My senior year, the 2000 football season, I graduated in 2001. We went 2-7. Dan's senior year.
We're not going to talk about it.
0-9.
Exactly.
Logsdon, the quarterback, takes the snap, going to pitch it to number 34, who gets around the left and the right side of the field, and he's still on his feet, going to be very close to the first down for the Mules. That's number 34 for Bedford as we play Where's Waldo one more time here.
Well, I'll say good blocking by Cole Bartlett there.
Braden Malick.
Yeah, Cole Bartlett. I mean, I know this kid, and he's fired up to play this year. Let me tell you that. And you could tell in that block, like he put his emotion and energy into it. He's ready to get out there and hit some people.
So 3rd and 2 from the Pioneer 32. Logsdon hands it off inside, and that is Rozak again, down inside the 25 to about the 23, gain of 9 yards on the play. Farah gets the tackle for the Pioneers. And I tell you, this third-string offense for Bedford looks pretty good.
Yeah, they're full of energy. You can tell these are the guys who, in this moment, they're playing for starting minutes.
Logsdon takes the snap, gives it off inside again to Rozak inside the 20-yard line. Gain of about 3 on the play. Probably have to snap the ball 1, maybe 2 more times here. But you can put this one into the record books as a win for Bedford. The Mules are going to improve to 2-0, 1-0 in SEC Red play. Pioneer going to fall to 0-2. 0-1 in SEC red play. And Pioneer, oh, wow. Wow.
On the keeper.
The keeper around the left side of that formation for the quarterback logs in, gives Bedford first and goal down to about the 7 or 8 yard line with 37 seconds to go here. And the Mules taking their time. I don't know that Phillips is going to have them run another play.
I mean, he might just give these kids some snaps.
Why not?
Because like I said, these kids are on the field right now. They're looking to prove themselves to their coach.
Absolutely.
In what few snaps they're given in a game. So expect this is a group that you're going to see play with their heart on their sleeves.
This is a
it's a victory formation.
Victory formation. Nope, it's not either.
No.
Yeah, he took a knee. That's the John Phillips move. That's the classy thing to do. Folks, we played 48 minutes in Temperance, and at the end of tonight's game, your score, Bedford 30, Ann Arbor Pioneer 6. We'll be back in 4 minutes with tonight's postgame show. You're listening to Bedford Varsity Football on the home of the Kicking Mules.
54, so it's too late to start saving for retirement, right?
Not right. Starting to save, even in your 50s, can really make a difference.
Right now, saving seems hard to wrap my head around.
AARP makes it easy. Go to aceyourretirement.org and chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach. It's free and only takes 3 minutes.
I like 3 minutes.
Answer some questions and get personalized tips to help boost your retirement savings.
Thanks.
Just head to aceyourretirement.org. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
What is dedication?
My daughter is biological and my son is adopted. I love them both so much. From the morning when you wake up to putting them to bed at night and every moment in between. I think a parent's job is to protect our children, but also prepare them for the world so they become good, kind human beings.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council. What is dedication?
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is Dariana. We call him Day-Day for short. Every day he's hungry for something, whether it's attention, affection, knowledge. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that when he's no longer under my wing, that he's a good person. I want him to be able to sit back one day and go, we worked together, we did a good job.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
To your children's eyes to see the true magic of a forest. It's a storybook world for them. You look and see a tree. They see the wrinkled face of a wizard with arms outstretched to the sky. They see treasure in pebbles. They see a windy path that could lead to adventure. And they see you, their fearless guide through this fascinating world.
Find a forest near you and start exploring at discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Let's be honest. The National Symphony may not be in his future, but he wanted to try violin. So you said yes because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more about keeping your kids safe in your vehicle at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Show him you love him. Keep him safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
My mother was always very active and independent, and she was familiar with her neighborhood. But one day, she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. She wasn't even really sure where she was at.
It's important for you to talk to someone about it. I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, we'll figure it out.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen! By simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now, she'll be better prepared no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Ashiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now, it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Welcome to tonight's post-game show presented by Kicking Mules Productions. Let's head out to the stadium for a recap of the game.
And welcome back to Groganstown Field at Bedford Community Stadium as the Bedford Kicking Mules knock off the Ann Arbor Pioneers tonight by a final score of 30-6. Dustin Kress and Dan Roth here with you in the stadium. And Dan, Bedford did what they needed to do. They came out here tonight and got a big win against a team that traditionally they didn't win a lot against, but now Bedford has won 12 of the last 12 of the last 14 games against Pioneer.
Yeah, and that's the nature of football, especially, at the high school and college level. You have new coaches, you have new players, and you have this constant churn. And some eras, you're going to be the bee's knees, you're going to be the belle of the ball, and other years, not so much.
Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug.
Exactly. I mean, Bedford had our years where, as we mentioned, my senior year at Bedford, we didn't win a game. And then you've got years where you are, the talk of the town. So Pioneer, just a team that's traditionally a very strong team. It looks like this season maybe not so much.
Yeah.
But, that's the case now. You never know what's going to happen next season when we face them, what shakeups they'll have in their management, and what players might come out and really kind of become breakout players. So, don't count this school out. They do have a rich football history. So this year, maybe not anything to write home about for the Pioneers, but like I said, next year, to sound like a Toronto Maple Leafs fan, next year is going to be our year. Could very much be the case for Pioneer. But for Bedford, a great win. Clearly some issues that need to be ironed out. Looked like they worked on a handful of them during the game. Later on, we didn't see as many fumbled snaps. We didn't see as many missed blocks as I saw earlier in the game. So Coach Phillips really doing a great job of coaching his guys on the fly, working those bugs out. And then they're going to spend this week, I'm sure, just really hammering those lessons home.
Absolutely. So Bedford moves to 2-0 on the season. Pioneer falls to 0-2. Bedford getting ready to take on Dexter a week from tonight. We will be on the call right back with you here next Friday night, Groganstown Field at Bedford Community Stadium. Our coverage will start about 6:45. For Joe Kuchar back at Mission Control, Dan Roth here with me at the stadium. My name is Dustin Kress. We want to say good night and God bless. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next Friday.
Bedford Varsity Football is a production of Kicking Mules Productions and is solely responsible for its content. No portion of tonight's game may be rebroadcast without the prior written consent of Kicking Mules Productions and Bedford Public Schools. Announcers for tonight's game were chosen in conjunction with Bedford Public Schools, and portions of this program have been pre-recorded. Speaking for Dustin Kress, Dan Roth, and everyone involved in tonight's broadcast, this is executive producer Joe Kuchar inviting you to join us next Friday night at 6:45 p.m. for another exciting Kicking Mules matchup. This is Bedford Varsity Football, presented by Kicking Mules Productions.